It's a lovely evening in Austin, but here in the Chaparral Ice Center, things just starting to heat up for the rivalry between the Texas Longhorns, Texas A&M Aggies. Welcome into our studio. I'm Thomas Fitch, joined alongside Turner Barnes. And Turner, what kind of a matchup are we expecting tonight?
I think it's going to be a very intense game, high intensity, high scoring. This is a rivalry game. Throw the record books out the window. You know the saying.
I know the saying well.
Texas 0-4-0 to start off the season. Yeah. Texas A&M on the other hand 5-2-0. Very, very big discrepancies in the records, but it's a rivalry game. We're in Austin. There's no telling who's going to win this game. Yeah,
let's break down these teams. Let's start with A&M. What are the strengths that the Aggies have in this game?
If you ask me, I think the A&M's strength is their depth. They have a good tandem, but only 3 players on their roster don't have a point. Everybody else has scored points. They're just, no matter what line it is, they're just scoring. Granted, they've played some not-so-great teams in UNT and TCU, but the depth of A&M is what concerns me most if you're a Texas fan.
Yeah, A&M's been led by their scorers, Houston, Svonderk, and George Colts-Tag, who have both combined scored over 30 points. How is Texas going to be able to slow those guys down?
Well, I definitely don't think you can stop them, but the key is to slow them down. Texas's defense, they've given up over 200 shots on goal so far this season in only 4 games. That's not the ideal way to do it, but what you just got to key in on those 2 guys. In Texas A&M's 2 losses, neither of those guys scored points. So if you shut those guys out, that's a recipe to beat Texas A&M.
Yeah, you mentioned at the top of the show, Texas 0-4, last in the South Division. How important is this game for them as they try to right the ship, try to find something right in this season?
I think it's huge. You're going to play Texas A&M tomorrow in College Station. You have them at home right now, and after Texas A&M, you have a kind of a pickup game against Texas Tech, and then you have a very easy run against TCU, UNT, and Texas State. But if you don't at least split the series here against Texas A&M, if you lose both games today and tomorrow, then I don't see Texas jumping A&M in the final standings.
Let's go to let's stay on the Texas side. We talked about A&M strengths. What are Texas's strengths in this game?
Well, I mean, as of right now, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Very small sample sizes, only 4 games, and 4 not-so-great games. The defense isn't a strength. Only a couple players have scored goals.
Yeah, you only have 2 with Nick Samadian and Steve Kraleski.
So maybe not goal scoring, but one bright spot maybe is the goaltending.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, the goaltending has faced over 200 shots in 4 games, but the save percentage is around 90%. So
yeah.
that's pretty good. But you just got to take away the volume of shots on goal if you're Texas' defense.
Yeah, Sean Kuhn has given up 18 goals this season, but he's averaging almost 50 shots on goal a game, and his save percentage, as you mentioned, .931. That's pretty good. Even though he's given up that many goals, the defense is going to have to lock down. Another notable thing about this Texas team, there's a lot of youth on the team. You look at, you know, outside of the captains, Nick Samadian and Ethan Chun, you also have Michael Fernandez, who's a senior, and Oleg Pelusianuk. But other than those 4, a lot of sophomores, a lot of freshmen on this team. How important are those seniors leadership-wise to this team and leading them and keeping them focused in the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're huge. I mean, like you said, there's only a couple seniors on this team, and especially Ethan Chun. He's been a captain for a couple years now, and so in a time where Texas is not performing well, this is the time where his leadership needs to show, not only in the locker room, but on the ice.
Now, we talked to Coach Berkowitz before the game, and he mentioned 2 things that he wanted the team to do. He wanted them to stay out of the box and capitalize on chances when they have them. As far as staying out of the box goes, who do you think is going to win the battle of fewer penalties and minutes between Texas or A&M?
Oh man, that's a coin flip in a rivalry game like this. But I think Texas A&M has a lot more of the kind of guys that just get under your skin and just get penalty minutes. So I think Texas has a really good chance of winning the, I guess, penalty minute battle, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, and you know, one thing that we haven't brought up yet for A&M, but they are having to travel all the way up here. I'm sure some of them have classes. How much of a factor do you think the fact that they had to get on a bus, they had to sit for 2-3 hours, and are now having to warm up? How much do you think that will factor into this game?
I think normally it wouldn't factor that much because these guys are used to traveling like that.
Right.
But I mean, if you look around, there's a lot of burnt orange in this building right now. It's a packed house, and so I think it could affect them because of the environment that they're in right now. Yeah,
it is a packed house, and we've talked about Texas having a lot of youth. How do you think they'll be able to handle the emotions of this game?
Oh man, there's no telling. I mean, that's how you figure out who's champions and who's not. Whenever it's a big game like this, you gotta step up and show up and play the best you can. So I mean, there's no way I could tell you, but yeah, that's a big thing to look for. The young guys coming in and playing a good game in a big environment like this.
Yeah. Now, we talked about Sean Kuhn earlier in the show, and his impressive save percentage, even though he's given up 18 goals. But the goalie who Texas will be going with tonight, Jackson Hicks. Why do you think Texas is going with him, and what does he need to do in order to try to propel Texas to a victory?
Well, I mean, Sean Kuhn, he's played a lot.
Yes.
And Jackson Hicks, he's a sophomore, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
He's a solid goalie. Last year as a freshman, he was told that he was not getting playing time because the goalie last year was a senior.
Right.
And so he's a guy who has the skills, but kind of like Kuhn, giving up a lot of goals because of the high volume. And they were going against ETBU in his only
right, one of the best teams in the TCHC. Yeah, and the defense, obviously, I mean, that's been the problem for Texas. How do they fix that? Or do they fix that at all?
I mean, I think you just have to get aggressive. To be aggressive on the forecheck, try and cause turnovers in A&M's zone so that they don't even get to establish the puck in your zone and just put shots on goal like they have been doing, and they've been squeaking through. So if you're Texas, you just have to make sure that they don't get the puck and establish it in your zone.
Now we're under 2 minutes until puck drop here at Chapel Ice Center. Let's get to our players to watch for the game. Turner, who are you circling as key factors in this game?
I think Ethan Chun for me, for Texas. Like I said earlier, he's got to show up and he's got to just be the leader on the ice. And for A&M, number 21, Taylor Pernell. He's a big defenseman, 6 foot tall, almost 200 pounds. Has a lot of penalty minutes, and I think if he comes in physical against a smaller Texas team, Texas is going to struggle on offense.
Yeah, I agree with you, especially with Ethan Chun. I think Nick Samadian as well, like we mentioned, that senior leadership is going to be so huge, especially in the first big rivalry game of the season. Let's get your keys to the game. Is now about a minute until puck drop. What does Texas need to do to win, and what can A&M do to win?
Well, I put on my keys to the game for Texas, shut the two guys down and get shots on goal. A&M has not seen very many shots on goal. Their save percentage is around 80%, if I'm not mistaken. So just get the puck to the net as much as you can, and hopefully a couple will squeak through.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. How about for A&M? What are their keys to victory?
A&M, they just have to do what they've been doing and take advantage of Texas's weak defense. Just try and get into the attacking zone, establish your offense, and just do what you've been doing all year. It's worked out pretty well for you.
Yeah, for me, I think it comes down to the team who plays the cleanest.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a physical game, but the team who can manage, as Coach Berkowitz told us before the game, the team who could manage to stay out of the penalty box as much as possible, I think that they have the best chance. All right, so real quick, before we get started with this game, without giving us an actual score, what is your prediction? How do you think this game's going to play out?
So I'm not going to give an actual score, but I will give a floor for the team who's going to win. I think the team who wins tonight has to score at least 4 goals.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, so whoever wants to win this game has to score at least 4 goals. If you don't get to that point, I think you go home with a loss.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it will be high-scoring. I think we'll see a lot of offense, and I think the key is the goalie play. It's not going to come down to who can have a clean sheet. There's not going to be a clean sheet in this game. Goals will be scored. It should be exciting. The key is who's going to be able to score the most goals by the end of the night. It's going to be a good old-fashioned Big 12 shootout, something we haven't seen since 2012 when these teams last faced off on the football field.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, so as we get about ready to be started, we're going to pause here in a second for the national anthem. But as we wait on that, let's go ahead and go through our starting lineups for the game. Tony, you want to take us through that, and we'll pause. We're going to pause right now, actually, for the national anthem. And we are all set to go here at the Chaparral Ice Center. So let's go ahead and go through these starting lineups for the game. Let's start with the Texas starting lineups in this game.
All right, for Texas in the forward department at left wing, the first line is number 28, Ethan Chun. At center, number 22, Stephen Kraleski. At right wing, number 18, Matthew Tucciaroni. And the starting defenseman pairing for the Texas Longhorns is number 44, Harold Chung, number 24, Oleg Pelyusenik, and between the pipes for the Longhorns is number 23, Jackson Hicks.
All right, let's get to the Aggie lineup. So starting right winger, number 44, Colin Butler. Center position, 77, Gary Russell. On the left wing, number 25, second leading points scorer for the Aggies, George Colts-Tech. On defense, they will be led by number 21, Taylor Pannell, and number 62, Jacob Whirlwood. And then, as you said, manning the goal, number 42, Joseph Reynolds. And, you know, like we mentioned before the show, that really will be the big battle of Joseph Reynolds or Jackson Hicks, who can manage the game better. As we get set for the puck drop here at Chaparral Ice Center, and we're off. Aggies control that first face-off and are working the ball down the ice. Little advantage for them. First shot, and it's a goal. Unbelievable. 10 seconds. 10 seconds into the game, and the Aggies have already scored. Quick goal there for the Aggies. That is Jaron Panic for the Aggies. Talk about a quick start.
Yeah, if you're I don't think this needs to be said, but if you're Texas, that is not the way you wanted to start.
Yeah, how do you recover from this as a team?
I think it's obviously very early in the game. You still have plenty of time to come back. You just have to get past it, move on.
Yeah, take a deep breath. And Aggies on the attack again, but Longhorns secure it in their defensive half. That's Kenneth Meyer with the puck and to throw it out to the middle. Nick Samedian chasing with two Aggie defenders in tow. Aggies get it back. Big collision on the wall there up by the fans. Kenneth Meyer chasing that back in the defensive half. He'll take the possession. That's out to Michael Fernandez on the wing. Little slip there. But Aggies on attack, working it up into their attacking zone. And that's number 7, Ethan McDonald, just got checked against the wall. Good shot there by number 16. That's Houston Svondruk. We talked about him before the game. Leading point scorer, 21 points on the season for the Aggies, but a good stop there by Jackson Hicks.
Yeah, and that's got to at least bring back a little bit of confidence for Hicks. He's young, he's talented, but definitely didn't start well. That got to boost his confidence a little bit.
Now a big face-off here in their own territory for the Longhorns. And the Aggies win it, but it's going to take them back to their defensive third of the rink. And they're going to play it out. They have some numbers. Good pass there. Across into, they're going to call that offsides. Hudson Svondruk just a little quick there on that attack.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking of quick, both of these teams are very, very fast. You can tell that right from the beginning, the very first face-off. This is Texas hockey for sure.
Yeah, Svondruk going against Esposito. Aggies, pretty good, I believe. 3 or 4 of the face-offs they've won already. Texas really has been struggling to get possession of the puck. That puck still in Aggie territory, but Armand Jivraj with the shot. Easy stop there for Joseph Reynolds. Still in Longhorn attacking territory, but Aggies maintain possession of it and are going to send it down the ice. Should be settled up by Jackson Hicks. Little collision in the corner, and that'll freeze the puck. We're going to have another face-off in Aggie attacking territory.
Yeah, and that was a really good job by Aggies, hustling back down, negating that icing. That was pretty big. Now the face-off is going to be at center ice.
Face-off at center ice, huge for the Longhorns. And Turner, what can they do to try to get some possession back and get some momentum back? It's been all Aggies so far.
Oh, well, actually, it looks like they're going to put the face-off in the Aggie zone, and it would be huge here if they win the face-off.
Nick Samedian there in there, gets the face-off, and they're going to get it out on the wing. That's Tommy Weeman, takes a shot in there, And it's going to be stopped by Joseph Reynolds, so we're going to have another face-off in Texas attacking territory.
Oh, and actually, we are on the power play. The Longhorns are on the power play. It looks like that is Gavin McAllister in the box.
Gavin McAllister does go to the box, and that's big for the Longhorns here. They're going to need to take advantage of it for certain if they want to try to get back in this game.
And that's a way to start off, is getting a good clear. And now they're putting pressure on the forecheck against Texas, even shorthanded. That's
Samadian,
aggressive
uncharacteristic mistake, turns it over. And the Aggies is Colin Butler on the wing, and he turns it back over. Good job there by Tommy Wheatman on defense. Nick Samadian now working it up. Tries a little deke. It fails, but Ethan Chun able to pick up that puck, and he's back on it right around mid-ice. Wheatman sends it down. Are we going to have an icing here? Doesn't look like it. The Aggies are going to go for a line change and try to move that puck up the ice. A good play there by Hicks. Another shot in on goal. Good reflection there by Kenneth Meyer. Tell you what, though, Longhorns really struggling to get something going on offense.
Yeah, and Texas has had a very bad power play unit so far this year. Only 1 goal on 18 chances. They need to turn that around if they want to get back in this game.
Yeah, Steven Kraleski, the only player with the goal in the penalty, just came in for the Longhorns. We'll see if they can do something about that. Good knockdown there by Oleg Plusianek, seeing his first minutes on the ice. Now Texas maybe on a little bit of advantage. They have the puck. There's Steven Kraleski in the corner, going around the back, whiffs on the shot, so he'll just pass it up there to Harold Chung. Weak shot attempt there by Kraleski.
Yeah, and he had half the net wide open. He just shot it wide. That could have been huge.
Longhorns could use some action. Oleg Plusianek, good shot, but Aggie's going to knock that one down. In the corner, Kraleski with a little push. Loses his stick, gets it back, but the Aggies back on possession and out of the power play. So pretty unaffected power play there for the Longhorns. Didn't take advantage of an opportunity like we mentioned before. Coach Berkowitz said they got to take advantage of those opportunities. They haven't done that so far.
Yeah, and like Coach Berkowitz says, as of right now, they're winning the penalty minutes battle, and they just couldn't capitalize.
We're going to see a line change for the Longhorns. Michael Esposito is going to come on, as is Kenneth Meyer. Tommy Wheatman, and looks like Nick Samadian has come off the ice. Armand Jivraj has come onto the ice. Longhorns win that face-off. Center it. Oh, if Esposito gets his head around, maybe would have been able to center that. Armand Jivraj with a shot, but that one's deflected. Aggies have done a good job of deflections there in the middle, but here's a chance. Tommy Wheatman on the outside. Passes it around the side, see if Esposito can get to the puck. Can't quite. Wheatman secures that around mid-ice, and that's going to be, looks like no offsides because the Aggies have maintained it, but tell you what, that was a good little string of possession for the Longhorns there on offense.
Yeah, that's what you want to do if you're going to want to win this game, but not sustained long enough, and you got to do it consistently through the whole game.
And again, they're not taking advantage of those opportunities. Turnover for A&M. Kenneth Meyer will take it up in the Texas backcourt. Some turnovers here around mid-ice, but there's Houston Sfarek. Little pass to number 13, and that's going to go out of play.
Man, you heard the zip on that shot. Wow.
That was Adam Doucette. Good little pass there by Houston trying to set up and get the assist, but good job by Hicks for that redirect out of play. And now we're going to have a face-off in the Texas defensive territory. And it's going to be Sfarek against Kraleski here on the face-off, and it's won by A&M. They'll take it up at the top of the zone. And that shot goes out of play. So Turner, 5 minutes into this game, what are you seeing from each side?
I think Texas is actually doing a really good job of getting their sticks in the way of A&M's shots, but A&M just got the really quick early goal. As of right now, I don't think anybody has momentum, but Texas has the momentum in terms of the scoreboard.
Yeah, Horns have done a good job of just kind of slowing down and playing their game since that goal in the first 10 seconds by the Aggies. And there, Nick Ramelli is trying to get that ball out, but here comes Houston Sfarek around the corner. almost had that shot redirected. Another shot redirected out of play. That was Gavin McAllister on that redirect. And we're going to have yet another face-off, but a couple close looks for the Aggies there.
Yeah, Nick Remelius made a huge stop, a huge block right in the middle of the ice. That could have been a goal, but he just got in the way, knocked it out.
Now Svondurk against Samadian. Aggies win again, and they've done such a good job of winning winning face-offs in their own attacking zone.
They're just winning all the face-offs, period.
They are, but now a little advantage for Texas. Little 3-on-2, Nick Samadian. If he can get that before it's icing, he does so. Shot in the middle. Good deflection there by Reynolds. Tell you what, that was a good look there.
It was a good deflection, but he lost it for a second.
Yeah, that was Kevin Shin who almost had that shot. Another shot in Samadian. Sorry, that's not Samadian. That is Jonas Trawick. He's going to be disappointed with that shot. Aggies now on the attack. Good defense there by Samadian.
Just lifted it a little bit too much, went over the pipe.
Good hit there, though, by Trawick in the corner.
Maybe letting out a little frustration on that missed shot.
He is.
He gets hit right back.
Big hit there by number 9 of the Aggies. That's Cole McDowell, one of their defensemen. Good deflection there by Nick Remelius. Longhorns just trying to clear this ball out of their territory. They will.
That was a very physical trip down the ice for both teams. The crowds were giving their oohs and ahs.
Now we're going to have line changes for both teams. Riley Mango's coming in for the Longhorns. Good little run there for Zach Taylor of Texas A&M, but Texas back on the possession. Oleg Pelusianov loose pass, but it's going to be picked up by Michael Esposito around the corner. Looks like Riley Mango has it. A fight for the puck in the corner, and it's going to be cleared out. And looks like we have an offsides call, so face-off should be around mid-ice.
Yeah, I think this is a very important stretch for the Longhorns. This is their third line with their first line defenseman, a little bit of a jersey change. I think number 12 is actually Cole Minch, number 32 on the roster.
Good note there, and yeah, you mentioned it. Chung and Pelusianek playing with those third lines. They're trying to get some defense, and clearly an adjustment to try to get the Aggies out of the zone. They were attacking for a good couple minutes in there, but Aggies back on the attack. Some physicality there in the corner, and that's going to be Zach Taylor with the puck, but almost turns it over. Some more physicality in the corner. It's been a very physical game so far. Passes to the middle, but for the Aggies, George Coltstag not able to gather that pass down. He would have had a nice shot attempt if he had gotten that.
Yeah, they had a very nice chance, but just couldn't quite connect on that centering pass.
Yeah, and you've mentioned this before. Longhorns have been doing a good job of getting their sticks in there and causing some havoc on their defensive side.
I would like to see, if you're Texas Longhorn coach Aubrey Berkowitz, you don't want to see A&M in the middle of the ice that much. Maybe try and force them outside, because they're getting a lot of chances right up the middle. They're just not connecting on them yet.
Yeah, it certainly kind of felt like Texas has gone conservative while A&M has been on attack, and Texas hasn't gotten a shot off in a couple minutes. But they do have the ball in their attacking zone, in the corner, trying to center it. Looks like that's Steven Korleski fighting over the puck. Going to try to go around the goal. Nice little deke there. He has Kenneth Meyer on the corner if he can get it there. But an unfortunate turnover by Korleski, and the Aggies now on attack. That's Jack Rear. Nice little move. Dumps the puck off to Bryce Housley. And it's back in the Longhorns' possession. Oh, and looked like tried to seek a path there to Matthew Tuciarone, but can't get it there. Fortunately, Longhorns, looks like Kenneth Meyer should get back on the puck. Is going to swing it around to Tommy Weeman, who just flings it up the court.
Yeah, Texas had a really good chance there with Tuciarone going up the middle, just a little late on the pass.
Yeah, Horn's going to have to find something to stop this Aggie momentum, but tell you what, Aggies have come out firing. And a big hit there by Tommy Weeman. He leads the Longhorns in penalty minutes. The sophomore out of Minnetonka, Minnesota. He's hitting like a Texan today, though.
I don't know if anybody saw that, but Michael Fernandez just tried to go up on the hit track.
And look at this. Matthew Tuciarone takes a shot. Gloves up. It looks like we have a little fighting in the corner. That's Tuciarone, and it looks like Taylor Pannell getting into it. We'll see if there's any penalty minutes for either of the players, but it's Tuciarone who took the shot, and good job by Joseph Reynolds on the stop. What did you see there, Turner?
They had a really good chance. If you ask me, he shot it maybe a little bit too early, maybe wanted to make another move, but, I mean, that was the best scoring chance Texas has had all game.
And it appears that Matthew Tuciarone is going to go to the penalties. And again, two things Coach Berkowitz told us before. He said, avoid time in the penalty box, convert on opportunities. Now they're 0 for 2 on that. You think a lot that penalty right there on Tuciarone was frustration for missing that shot?
Absolutely. I mean, as soon as the puck was frozen, he just went over and just bumped into the guy. And there was no reason for that, honestly.
Yeah, he had the breakaway, but stopped, and now it looks like we have some loose ice here on the rink. Little stoppage of play while they try to fix that.
I will say, in the battle for the penalty minutes, Texas is not good on the power play, but A&M may be even worse. A&M has 42 opportunities on the power play this season, only converting on 9.5%. Maybe a little bit higher percent than Texas, but way more opportunities. And Texas's penalty kill is at a 77.8%. Pretty decent.
One thing to notice while we're paused here as they try to fix the ice, Jackson Hicks, everybody else has left the ice. Jackson Hicks was still in goal, still kind of practicing different moves in there. Tell you what, that's a guy who wants to win.
Yeah, it definitely should. He's in the zone right now. He's going down to the knees, sliding around. He's in the zone. Hopefully he's not getting in his head too much, but
he's played such a good game. He's played such a good game since he let up that first goal in the first 10 seconds. And you let up a goal in the first 10 seconds, that's where you just come out a little tired. You don't really know what's going on, but he's still in there. He's been fighting through that, and he's done a good job to really get his mind back in, and he's played well since that first goal that he let up.
Yeah, and I mean, I know we put a lot of the blame on the Texas defense, but I mean, for Texas A&M to have a quality scoring chance 10 seconds into the game, that's not all on Jackson Hicks. That's definitely also on the Texas defense. Coming right off the opening faceoff, A&M just went right through the defense, shot it over his shoulder, and like you said, he's played a very good game since then.
Yeah, and as it looks like we're almost ready to play again, but 10 minutes into this first period, a sixth of the way through the game, you predicted this was going to be a high-scoring game. Are you surprised, or is this what you've expected to see so far?
I'm not surprised in the physicality and the speed. I'm a little bit surprised that a few of Texas's shots haven't gone in the net. Like we talked about pregame, Texas A&M's, their goalies have not been great in terms of save percentage. So you would figure a few of them would squeak through for the Longhorns, but not yet. And A&M's still up 1-0.
Do you expect the physicality of this game to stay at the level it is, where it's still chippy and a lot of people going to the penalty?
Oh, definitely. In a rivalry game like this with two fast teams in a very important matchup in the conference, it's going to be chippy the whole way.
Yeah, now Longhorns, looks like their second line is in, arguably one of their strongest lines. They got Fernandez, they got Samadian in there, they got Tommy Weeman, Harold Chung, all in there. They're a man down currently. Aggie's going to try to capitalize. First shot, redirect there by Brandon Steele. Almost had that on the pass from Gary Russell. Another shot in there by Houston Svondurk. But Jackson Hicks, tell you what, all that practicing during that little time off has paid off so far. He's taken 2 good saves. And a redirect in front of the goal. Graham for the puck. And Longhorns get it out of there. What a job by them, but it's going to be, looks like another shot attempt. Aggies are firing. That goes out of play, but tell you what, Jackson Hicks, rock solid. Those last 30 seconds for Jackson Hicks, maybe some of the most stressful of his life. He took at least 3 shots on goal, a couple more went right around him. Talk about this Texas defense buckling down when they needed to.
Yeah, and that little scrum right in front of the net, it's so hard to see the puck. So the fact that he made a save right after that, it was very impressive. Texas A&M had a few scoring chances, but not as quality as they might have looked.
Texas now going with their first lines. Kraleski's come on. And looks like they're going to have a little Bit of attack here. Kraleski's just going to fire that down. And a little turnover there. No, the Aggies are able to regain it. Kraleski almost forced a little turnover in their attacking zone. Now Longhorns are going to have to get back. Aggies have a 4-on-3 going right now, but Kraleski settles into the defense. Taylor Pannell going around the side. That's number 62. Jacob Norwood took that shot wide right. And now Hank Rooney has the puck in the corner. Off the side, number 21. Taylor Pannell. Gonna swing it over to Panic.
That one squeaked through Jackson Hicks's pads, but he found it right before it went into the net.
Another good play by Jackson Hicks. And I tell you what, those horns are going to be counting down these last 30 seconds of the penalty kill because Aggies have been on attack. 2 more shots there in that little stretch, but good job by Jackson Hicks to find that puck.
Huge face-off here.
Huge face-off. Looks like taken by the Longhorns. That was Kevin Shin, but the Aggies have gotten it back. Jared Panic, and another save from Jackson Hicks.
He's putting on a clinic between the pipes right now. I tell you what,
it's a good thing he stayed out on the ice and stayed warm. He is playing incredible. 21 seconds still left. This has to feel like the longest 2 minutes for the Longhorns in this game. They have Jack Greer and Ethan Chun. Longhorns going with their first line. And it looks like Chun's going to win that. Longhorns going to be able to clear that a little bit. Kraleski, but he trips going after the puck.
That might be enough to get them out of the power.
Down to 10 seconds. Aggies probably going to have 1 or 2 more shots. Jack Greer in the middle. Jared Panic's going to try to get it, but good stop there by Nicholas Remelius. Hank Rooney around the side. And Longhorns survive the penalty kill and are back to full strength. Tell you what, that was a whirlwind of a penalty kill for the Horns, but giving them no goals has to be taken as a win. Now we'll see if the Horns can get a little more aggressive and try to even up this game.
Yeah, Ethan Chun and Cole McDowell got a little scuffle down here, and the fans were loving it.
Glove flying off. That's Cole McDowell who lost his glove. Aggie still in possession. Big hit there by Ethan Chun on Jacob Norwood. 2 big checks there for Ethan Chun. Tell you what. And is that going to be a penalty?
That's just going to be an icing, I think.
Just an icing. I was going to say if that was a penalty, it's going to be a little much. Just 2 clean hits there for Ethan Chun. But tell you what, he came off that penalty kill. He says we're at full strength. I'm going full strength.
Oh yeah, he was playing with fire right there.
2 big hits, and I tell you what, that is a big man out there on the ice. It's going to be Kraleski and Svondurk in the faceoff. Anna wins it in the middle. Svondurk almost put that in, but can't find the back of the net. Good job there by Hicks sealing off any possible shots.
That was an incredible save by Hicks.
Looks like it's going to be a tripping penalty, and that's big. So now Longhorns will go on the power play, and the Aggies' top point scorer, Hudson Svondurk, will take a trip and sit with 2 minutes in the penalty.
I want to talk about Jackson Hicks' save.
Let's go back to Jackson Hicks.
That was
oh my goodness.
It was the Aggie player was almost behind him. I can't even talk. It was insane.
That was unreal. Jackson Hicks playing.
I think he got it with the back of his stick. That was incredible.
Some incredible saves. Now Longhorns. Longhorns going to have to take advantage. These are the moments that Coach Berkovich talked about before the game. Longhorns going to have to take advantage of. That's Tommy Weeman out to Nick Samadian on the side. In the middle. Oh, Texas almost had a shot, and that's going to go back over. Hicks is going to send that back to Tommy Weeman. But tell you what, Longhorns had a big chance there in the middle. Good pass by Samadian.
If you're Texas, that's exactly what you want. You have very patient, getting into a good scoring zone. Shot it, just couldn't contain it in the middle.
Nicholas Remelius and Nick Samadian going for that puck, but Aggies have it. They're just going to send it down the ice, try to waste more of this. And tell you what, already this power play feeling a little different than the Aggie one. Aggies were getting shots off. They had position in the attacking zone. Longhorns are just scrambling to get possession of the puck in their own attacking zone.
Yeah, Texas A&M has already cleared it twice in the first half. I don't even think Texas cleared it twice in the whole power play last time.
No, but finally some possession, but good defense there by Gary Russell. And here on the fast break, number 17, Brandon Steele, that shot wide right, but I mean, like we've said, Aggies with the puck again, and they are just winding this time down. Tell you what, these 2 minutes feel a lot quicker for the Longhorns than the last two did.
Yeah, and that could have been a very crushing blow. Just a avoidable mistake by Tommy Wayman. Just kind of lost the puck off of his stick. There was no really explanation for it. Yeah,
just 20 seconds left of the penalty kill. Horns may have a chance to get one more shot off. Ethan Chun going to see what he can do going around the back. Some collision.
Chun just put on the truck stick.
And a shot by Oleg. No good there off the side. 7 seconds left, and it looks like A&M, well, Chun might get one more shot off, and it's stopped there by Joseph Reynolds. So that'll do it for the penalty kill for the Aggies. That's another successful penalty kill for the Aggies.
That last one, he just fanned on it.
And then really two fans. We had Pelusianok fan, and then we saw another fan. Longhorns can't be doing that. They're not taking advantage of the opportunities that they've had.
No, that's 0 for 2 already on the power play for the Longhorns. Not what Berkowitz was looking for.
Not at all. 5 minutes to go in this first period. Still just a 1-0 game, even though it's felt like the Aggies have had the momentum for most of the game, even though we know our guy Tom Herman says momentum. An illusion and a shot there. Another block by Hicks. Going around the back. No one there. I tell you what, George Colts-Teg was looking for someone, and a great block by Minch. But Colts-Teg going around the back had it centered, but there was no Aggie defender there. Hicks was out of position.
If it wasn't for Hicks, Texas would be losing this game probably 7-0 right
now. Some good saves. And like we mentioned, there's so many shots on goals. Texas defense going to have to find a way to stop that. But a good block there by Jonas Chawik. Aggies still in the attack. George Colts-Teg around the back. Good stop there by Tommy Weeman in the corner. Armand Jivraj just trying to send it up. Give the Longhorns any kind of breather. We're going to see a small line change as Esposito is going to come off for Kraleski, and Jivraj is going to come off for Tuciarone. 4 minutes remaining in this period. Little advantage there. Kraleski to the middle. A shot almost. Oh my goodness. What a shot there for the Longhorns. Looks like that was Michael Esposito. So close. That's the best look the Horns have had all game. Oh, and what a pass there.
The ringer, man. Hit off the crossbar.
Jacob Norwood. Jack Greer. Aggies going to try to center this. They have Jack Panic in the middle. Longhorns have really stepped up the defense in the last 60 seconds or so, but another shot there, and a lot of blocks for the Texas defense. They're doing a good job of putting their bodies on the line, and that's what you expect to see from a rivalry game.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, another great save by...
And that was still, another save on the stat sheet, and Longhorns could have a little advantage. And the pass just wide. That's a mistake there for Tuciarone. Horns almost had a 4-on-2 there. Instead, Tommy Weeman going to send it around the side over to Jonas Chawik. Ethan Chun over. Good duck by the referee there. Wilkinson's his last name. Give him the duck of the game. Big hit in the corner for the Longhorns.
Duck of the game sponsored by Aflac.
Sponsored by Aflac. That puck around the side, number 22, Gavin McAllister in the corner. Well, official referee just got hit there, so.
Not duck of the game.
Not the duck of the game.
Sponsored by
around the back, trying to center it. Good job, and Hicks is going to get the glove on it. That was big because defense was out of position. Little shoving, but nothing's going to come from it.
You like to see Samadian step up for his goalkeeper like that. I mean, I think that was Gavin McAllister just trying to punch it in, but...
Yeah, and
Samadian was having none of it.
Yeah, we're going to have a face-off here. Looks like, and a good shot. What a block by Hicks. Took that to the face. Tell you what.
Using your head, Thomas.
Tell you what. He is playing out of his mind right now. An easy save there for Joseph Reynolds. Man, and Hicks is taking off his mask. I think he's going to take a deep breath, but what a save there. Using his head. Aggies had the position. They won the face-off. Had that centered up. Turner, oh my goodness.
He's going to feel that one in the morning.
He's going to feel that one in the morning. So now face-off in the Texas zone because of the Reynolds glove save. And Texas almost had that one, but looks like a breakaway here. That's Ethan McDonald. Harold Strong, good defense there to at least slow the Aggie attack. Aggies back in their defensive zone. Good little deke there by Peter McElhaney. And a good turnover there. Matthew Tuciarone forces the turnover. Little deke there, stays on the puck. almost had that, but some good stick work by the freshman out of Larchmont, New York. Good defense there by Michael Fernandez. Puck's going to be sent in the round. Nick Semanian almost gets it, but good job by Svondurk, I should say. And that shot yet again saved by our guy, Jackson Hicks.
Yeah, Zach Taylor just tried to launch that one from the blue line. And with the day that Hicks is having right now, that may be your only hope. Just throw it at the net as much as you can.
Tell you what, not sure how many shots on goal Hicks has faced, but it's felt like it's been at least 20 in this first period. Some of the Longhorns are going to need a face, but, 2 minutes to go, if they can win this face-off, get that puck out, maybe get a goal and tie it up before the intermission, that'd sure be good for them.
Yeah, and that's the story of the Longhorns so far this year.
The Aggies have the possession in the middle. Hicks, couple shots on goal, and another one goes in for the Aggies. Just too many shots. Looks like it was 3 or 4 before the Aggies finally put it in. And that was number 10, Kyle Mills.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can really do on that one if you're Jackson Hicks. I mean, yeah, you don't want to give up those rebounds, but you have 5 Texas Longhorns who are supposed to be your support. And they
were nowhere to be found.
They couldn't help
Texas lost the faceoff. Aggies got the possession. They got behind the net. They centered it. They scored. I mean, that's textbook. As a defense, you can't let the defense do that.
It's kind of like in basketball. You can't allow 3 offensive rebounds and 3 missed shots in a row and expect them to miss the 4th one. And that's exactly what
the Horns now find themselves down 2-0. They're going to have to find something. Maybe this little 3-on-2 here. Tuciarone sends it out to the side. Not sure if he's going to get on that. Ethan Chunt down there as well, trying to get that puck. Tuciarone sends it out. Good shot there, but just wide for Kraleski. It looks like he didn't quite get all of that shot.
That's one that they're really going to wish that went in.
He's going to want that one back for sure. Longhorns still on the attack, but here come the Aggies. Some scuffle right on the Aggie blue line.
They're just going to dump it in and get a change here.
And a line change for both teams. Shivraj coming in for the Longhorns, as is number 24, Oleg Pelusianok. At this point, Turner, what are you trying to do with 48 seconds left in this game if you're Texas? Are you just trying to get to the penalty get to the break and take a breather?
Oh, well, right now you're about to try and convert on this.
Armand Shivraj trying to get through. Good. Tell you what, that's George Colt's tag. Aggies playing good defense. They're playing good offense. 30 seconds left to go in this period, but they have dominated. It feels more than just 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, they're shutting down every time Texas gets a breakaway. They're controlling the puck in the attacking zone, and they're getting the puck out of their own zone.
Shivraj going to pick that up, tried to center it, but it hit back post. Tell you what, he had Esposito there in the middle, and again, another missed opportunity for Texas.
And that's one that you may just try and bounce off the goalkeeper's back. It looked like that might have been what he was trying to do, or center it, not quite sure. And that's the end of the first.
And that'll do it for us in this period. We'll send it to a break. When we come back, we'll have a little analysis before we head back for the second period. And welcome in here in the period intermission. Thomas Fitch again with Turner Barnes. And Aggies lead 2-0 through 20 minutes of play. And Turner, what have you seen so far in this game?
Well, so far in this game, it's been the Jackson Hicks show, and that's partially good and partially bad.
Yeah.
Jackson Hicks has stopped a lot of very good scoring chances for A&M, but they've had a lot of scoring chances. And if you're Texas, that's exactly what you didn't want A&M to have. I mean, honestly, they're shutting down A&M's top two scorers. We haven't heard their name
George
much.
Kolstag and Houston Svondrek even spent some time in the penalty box.
We haven't heard from them much, but everybody else, going back to A&M's depth, everybody else is getting shots on goal. And Jackson Hicks, he's made some incredible saves, but two of them have slid by.
Yeah, Brandon Steele and Jaron Panic had the goals for the Aggies. What is we'll save what needs to be done. What were the Aggies doing right? How did they have so many shots on goal? It felt like Texas couldn't even get the puck in their own attack, and if they did, they were turning it over in 30 seconds or less.
Yeah, well, and that's one thing. Texas had a lot of very non-forced turnovers, and that's a big deal. And A&M, whenever they're going to the attack, what it looked like to me is they would just go down the side, kind of bounce it off the boards, go get it, and then throw it to the middle, and that's where you get really good scoring chances, is in the middle of the ice. A&M was doing a really good job. Texas was just letting them into the attacking zone and not helping Jackson Hicks once they got their scoring chances.
Now the first goal of the game, the goal by Jaron Panic, came 10 seconds into the first period, 10 seconds into the game. What do you think that kind of affected the Longhorns, that maybe just kind of took the wind out of them to start the game and immediately you're trailing 1-0?
Well, I mean, normally I would say yes, but I think with this Texas A&M team and this Texas team, if it had, I think it would show more so on the scoreboard. It's only 2-0 right now, so if you're Texas, you're not okay with that, but you're happy about that, because A&M should be winning this game by a lot more than 2 goals, and so if you're Texas, you still have a chance. It's not over, and so I don't think it affected them as much as we thought it would.
Now, Texas not leading a lot of stat categories, but one stat category they are leading is power play minutes. They have 4 minutes compared to A&M's 2, yet they have no goals and very few shots off that. What was going on there? Why was Texas struggling on the power play? Meanwhile, A&M, when they had their 2 minutes of power play, were just taking shot after shot.
Well, I mean, if you ask me, I think Texas was trying to do too much shorthanded. I think once they got possession, they were trying to pass it to their teammates and maybe make a break, instead of just chucking it all the way down the ice and wasting time, which is exactly what Texas A&M was doing. And you saw that. You saw Jackson Hicks had to face so many shots on goal during that power play, that penalty kill for Texas. And A&M, I mean, maybe had to face 3 or 4 shots on goal during their penalty kill, and that's just a discrepancy that's too much for Texas.
Now take us into the mind of Jackson Hicks. What are you doing as a goalie when you're sitting there in the goal and there's nothing you can do but watch the other team fire shots on you while you're watching your defense leave you helpless? What's going through your mind as a goalie?
What's going on? That's what's going through Jackson Hicks's mind. Where's my team? I thought it was 5-on-5.
Yeah.
Not 5-on-0.
That's what it's
5-on-1. He's trying to put the team on his back, and he's doing the best he can right now. But A&M's scoring chances are just too great. But yeah, if you're Jackson Hicks, you're thinking, if Texas is going to win this, I have to be the first star, the best player on Texas' team. And so far he's been that, and it still hasn't helped.
Now, one thing we mentioned this back in the first period, but one thing that A&M did a good job of was getting the ball in the wing, getting it behind the goal, centering it, and then shooting from there. Meanwhile, Texas, it felt like every time they tried to go wing to behind the goal, there was a turnover, they lost the puck, or they had trouble centering it. Where is that just an execution? Is that a scheme thing? Is that a hustle thing? How is A&M being so much more effective in that retrospect than Texas is?
Well, I mean, the Texas A&M's defense was a little bit far away for us, but so I couldn't exactly tell. But if Texas A&M is doing a good job of getting their stick down on the ice, blocking those passes, or even just moving the passes 1 degree, that's such a huge change in hockey. You have a pass coming in the air. If Texas A&M just clips it, it goes in a completely different direction, and that's what it looks like. A&M has had very clean looks down here whenever they do get behind the goal. Whenever Texas A&M is up near the blue line, Texas has done a really good job of playing defense, getting their sticks and their bodies in the way of shots. But it looks like from here, A&M is doing that all over the zone.
Now, it was a pretty physical first period, a lot of hits both ways. Who do you think, A, was more physical, and who do you think benefited most from the physicality of the first period?
Oh, man, it seemed like Texas was more physical.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Texas had more big hits, the oohs and the ahs, and it's benefiting Texas. If Texas was losing in the physicality aspect also, there's no way it would be 2-0. So if Texas wants to stay in this game, they're going to have to keep up the physicality.
Yeah, we saw some big hits. I mean, Ethan Chun had some massive hits in the corner. We saw Tommy Weeman have some big hits. Texas, however, did a good job of staying out of the penalty. How do you think that affected them in this half?
I think it helped them so far. Texas has a really good penalty kill already, but just having that extra skater on the ice as opposed to when Texas A&M had the penalty, that's good. That's good for Texas. They need all the help they can get. But yeah, it's helped Texas astronomically.
Let's talk nerves for a little bit. We talked about that a lot before the game, Texas having so many young players. But on the other hand, the Aggies are having to come and travel on the road. And, you know, when you look at the crowd behind us, the massive crowd, their fans slamming on the glass. Who do you think looked more nervous in the first half?
I'm going to have to go with Texas. Texas had sloppy passes, just, for lack of a better term, boneheaded mistakes.
Yeah.
Just not securing passes, looking forward before they're securing the puck on their stick, and it showed. I mean, Texas A&M, if we had time of possession, which we don't, you know, but if we had that,
yeah,
I would assume Texas A&M was way ahead of Texas in the time of possession. He said the next graphic is time of possession. Just for me, Josh, but. Yeah, so I think Texas definitely looks more nervous, and it's affecting them more.
Yeah, I think it's a good point to bring up. It's felt like all game long, it's been every time Texas is starting to make a run, it's a turn. You know, at the end of the period, they had a 4-on-2 going, and then there's an errant pass, or they get down in the zone and they turn it over, or they're on defense, they finally get the puck back and they turn it back over to A&M and they get some more shots on goal. And so it's really felt like every time they've started to have a little opportunity, they've squandered it. And I don't know if that's nerves, I don't know if that's execution, I don't know if A&M's just playing really well. But regardless, it's been a struggle of a first period for the Longhorns. We're going to take a break for a bit. When we come back, though, we're going to talk about what each team can do in the next period as we continue this game. And welcome back to our studio above the rink here at the Chaparral Ice Center. And tell you what an incredible environment we've gotten here, even though the Longhorns are down 2-0 on goals by Brandon Steele and Jared Panic by the Texas A&M Aggies. It's a rivalry game, and fans have showed up.
Yeah, there are Texas fans and A&M fans alike. There is standing room only, and not even that anymore.
Fans are lined up. We're hearing the whoops. We're hearing the Texas fights. This is a true incredible atmosphere. Certainly makes you miss the good old football games we used to get on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, definitely missing those.
All right, so let's talk about what adjustments each team should make. Obviously, it feels like Texas needs more adjustments. So what are those adjustments that Texas needs to make if they want to have a chance in this game?
Play better? No,
play better. Thank you, Turner Barnes.
That's analysis right there. No, I definitely think they need to put more pressure on Texas A&M in the forecheck. They need to get up there, play aggressive, because when you're just going back and letting Texas A&M get into the zone, this is what happens. You're down 2-0. You need to be aggressive, force turnovers like Texas A&M is doing, and then maybe it'll even out a little bit more.
Yeah, I think Mikey's. You got to give Jackson Hicks some help. We talked about it all night. The guy's doing everything he can. But at the end of the day, when you have three Aggie defenders inside of your Texas defense, there's not much you can do as a goalie. So let's look at Texas A&M. They're up 2-0. Do they need to make any adjustments, or is it keep playing the same game, keep putting the foot on the gas?
I think as of right now, play the same game. Once Texas makes adjustments, you make adjustments back. But for now, it's working for them. They should be up more than 2. So just keep going, keep putting the pressure on in the forecheck, keep getting the opportunities in front of the goal. And Texas A&M has done a really good job of getting behind the net where Jackson Hicks can't see where the puck is,
right,
and just shooting it out in front for really good scoring chances. Jackson Hicks has played incredible so far, but you just got to keep doing that if you're Texas A&M.
We've mentioned the physicality so far. Who do you think comes out with more physicality in this second period? And do you think it's going to get to the point where we're seeing chippiness almost every time there's a pause in the action?
Yeah, I think Texas is going to come out more physical, but I don't think it's going to help them as much as it helped them last period. I think it's going to maybe be a detriment to them. I think frustration is going to start creeping in, especially once you get past the halfway point in the second period, which is the halfway point of the game. If you're still down 2-0 if you're Texas, frustration is going to start creeping in, and that's where the chippiness, the cheap shots, stuff like that will creep in. I don't know about chippiness every time the puck is stopped, but maybe most of the time the puck is stopped.
Sure would fit the rivalry game description. Now the Horns, they do find themselves down 2-0, and a lot of times when you're trying to make the comeback, you start looking to a certain player, and maybe he start making some plays, good passes, maybe some shots on goals. Who is it for the Longhorns who they need to step up and make some plays, lead the team, and have them get back in the game?
I think Steven Kraleski, he's been so close to having such a good game.
So many times.
Very, very good positioning all game.
Yeah.
They've been getting him the puck. Just a couple times he fanned on it. A couple times A&M blocked it. A couple times the goalie made a good save. But I think Steven Kraleski's got to be your go-to guy if you want to climb back into this.
You mentioned this earlier, but the two Aggie point scorers, or points leaders, who are George Coltsteg and Houston Svondurk, they were pretty quiet in the first period. Now, they did a good job of passing the puck around and kind of drawing some defenders off. Do you expect them to have more of an impact in this as we go forward to the second and third period in this game?
Yeah, you definitely expect them to have more of an impact. I mean, I don't remember. I never said either of their names.
Yeah.
And so they were basically non-existent in that first period. And, of course, they had some special attention, but you expect them to at least make a little bit of a ripple in this game.
Joseph Reynolds, Texas A&M's goalie, while he has played well, he hasn't really faced any tough shots. And you mentioned that before the show, just the whole fact that, he hasn't faced many shots on goal this whole season. Do you think if Texas is able to get some good shots on him, some hard shots, that maybe he'll start to fold under the pressure because he hasn't had as much experience?
Definitely. If Texas can come out in the first half of this period and at least and tie the game, that could be huge. And that could be a lot of pressure in an environment like this for a guy who hasn't given up a lot of goals and hasn't seen a lot of good shots on goal, especially in this game. That could be huge for Texas. Just get the puck to the net with velocity and in good positioning. And yeah, that could be a really big part of this game.
You predicted in our pregame show that we were going to have a shootout. A&M's held up their end of the bargain. Texas hasn't. Do you think that still holds true?
I still think it does. I think Texas has some fight in them, pun intended. And so they're going to come back firing. They're going to be angry, and they're going to be fast, and they're going to be physical. So I think they get a couple goals. 4 seems like a lot to me now for the losing team, but we'll see.
We'll see, and should and hopefully will be an exciting second and third period. Coming up, that's all we have for you for this intermission break. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back here.
That's right.
With the call.
We're not going anywhere.
So y'all go ahead and stick around as well. We welcome you back down to the ice. Still Thomas Fitch, still Turner Barnes, still an exciting rivalry game between the Texas Longhorns and the Texas A&M Aggies.
Thomas, we've worked a couple of these games, but I don't think I've ever seen it this packed here at Chapel Hill.
It is really insane. I mean, I'm telling you what, all up and down the sides of the rink, people are standing, the bleachers are filled. Everybody here wants to see a game. The question is, can the Texas Longhorns make it a game in the second period?
That's the question. I think they can. I think they can. We'll see. Texas A&M may have something to say about that, though.
And this is going to be such a pivotal period as far as them trying to get some momentum, because again, we know our guy Tom Herman likes to say momentum is illusion, but momentum clearly has been a factor in this game. The Longhorns could use to get it back. And here we go with the second period. The Aggies again winning the face-off, and it just feels like the Aggies are winning every face-off.
Looks like we have an offside on Texas.
Yet again, another face-off. Longhorns are going to have to start doing something. We got Kraleski against Greer on this face-off. Oh, what a good draw by Kraleski, but what a stick check by Bryce Housley. Housey, I should say, to deflect that, because Kraleski was making a move toward the goal. That pass centered around, but doesn't find an Aggie defender. And another errant pass there. Good job by the Longhorn defense to knock that out. That was Kenneth Meyer on the deflection. So now the Aggies move back and intercepted by Ethan Chung. Steven Kraleski, some good stick work there. Going to try to take it around the back, and does. Some checking in the corner. Still physical. Looks like Tucciarone. And we have a fight breaking out between Kraleski and Bryce Housey.
Yeah, and Housey put his shoulder right in Kraleski's face up against the boards. Yeah, I'm surprised the referees didn't see that.
And it looks like Kraleski's going to the box. That kind of surprised me, because it definitely seemed like Housey started that chippiness. He definitely initiated the contact.
Well, he's going to the box too.
That makes sense.
Królewski should be in the box too because he threw a punch, and that's you can't do that.
The punch.
Oh yeah, he threw a punch. Wow, can't do that.
Well, you know, we talked in the intermission report. He said it. How chippy is this going to get? 50 seconds into the game, punches thrown. Truly a rivalry game here at Chaparral Ice. So 4-on-4, Texas still in their attack zone. But unfortunate there for the Longhorns. It looked like they were finally moving the puck around, and Królewski was really feeling it there on the attack.
Yeah, Królewski looked like a combination of Steph Curry with the moves and Mike Tyson with the punch.
And Samadian, errant pass there from Harold Chung. But Królewski really, you were right, he was really starting to get some deeks going. Longhorns going to have to find someone else. Nick Samadian, haven't really heard from him much. The captain, he's going to have to play like a captain in this period if the Longhorns want to find a chance to sneak back into the game.
Thomas, this 4-on-4 could be a really good opportunity for Texas. A&M's defense has been stifling so far. With a little bit more ice between players, it could be an advantage for Texas. If they can get the puck back, that is.
And it looks like no icing there, no offsides. Longhorns take possession. That's Harold Chung, but turns it over. And like we mentioned, another costly turnover. Houston Svondork, and he scores.
I'm putting that goal on Harold Chung.
Harold Chung with the turnover in the Texas defensive half of the rink. And Hudson Svondork, we said he had been quiet. Well, he's making some noise. Quick goal there for the Aggies.
Yeah, another quick goal. Let's see if Jackson Hicks can bounce back like he did last period and have another phenomenal period after a quick goal. But yeah, I'm putting that one on Harold Chung. That's a unexplainable turnover in their own zone that cost them a goal.
Yeah, and what is going through the Longhorns' minds now? Down 3-0. They go from having the momentum to start the second period, and next thing they know, a turnover, and they find themselves down 3. How can they get themselves back in this game?
I mean, I've been saying it pre-game, during the game, during the intermission. You got to put pressure on A&M in the forecheck. They're not doing that yet.
No, and almost another look there for the Aggies, but Texas gets the putt back, trying to get possession, but like we've said, they've struggled all night to maintain possession. Big check there by Aggie big man Zach Taylor, the defenseman. Good check on Michael Fernandez. That's now Nicholas Remelius in the corner. Yet again, Longhorns fail to take possession. Gavin McAllister speeding down the ice for the Aggies. That puck around the side. Nicholas Remelius is going to gather it up. We're almost done with this 4-on-4. Aggies have certainly taken advantage. There's Tommy Weeman taking it around the side. Big check there. Double check. Physical. I mean, we talked about it. Physical. Good shot there. Good stop by Jackson Hicks. Aggies have all the momentum, but here comes Michael Fernandez. Trying to go around the outside, but look at that stick work by Gavin McAllister. Going to pin Fernandez in the corner. Sorry, that was not McAllister. That's Jacob Norwood. But what defense there by the Aggies. Little check there by Weeman. The Pigs continue to be chippy. Clearly some frustration from the Longhorns.
Yeah, that should have been a charge on Gary Russell. He just came in out of nowhere and
wow, almost another
hit
goal.
Weeman for no reason.
Almost another goal. That was Zach Taylor who just shot it up and high. The captain of this team, a little check there from number 6, Jonas Chawik. And a big check. Ethan Chun sends Jacob Norwood to the ice and has the puck again. And that was an offsides. Chun trying to sneak it ahead up to Jivraj, but unfortunately snuck that puck across the blue line a little too quick.
Yeah, he had a man crossing the blue line fast and hard, and he would have been wide open. Just it was an offside. That's all there is to it.
And Turner, I know there's a lot of time left in this game, but it certainly feels like this is just all Aggies. I mean, can the Longhorns find a way to get back in here?
It's going to take a lot for the Texans to get back into this. It's desperation time right now for the Longhorns.
Yeah, we'll see if Coach Berkowitz decides to go with maybe a more aggressive lineup, or at least more aggressive plays. Right now, I feel like Texas has been conservative and they're still giving up goals. But Michael Fernandez, it looks like we have a little interference call on the game. Is the player going to the box?
Cole McDonald.
And it is. It looks like Cole McDowell will go to the box. And, well, this is what we talked about. This is the opportunity Texas needed. And tell you what, Texas fight chance breaking out on the ice. They're going to need to get some momentum from this. But a 5-on-4 is certainly a good way to get started. Got Ethan Chun here with the faceoff. And Texas finally wins a faceoff in their own zone. Nick Semenya with the puck. Ethan Chun on the side. And looks like Nick Semenya, see if he'll poke it out to Kenneth Meyer. And he does. Meyer to Weeman in the middle. And what a save there by Joseph Reynolds. We said Reynolds hasn't had a lot of shots on goal, but handled that one well.
Yeah, he was being screened by Nicholas Ramirez. Very good positioning, but that was just an incredible glove save.
And here's a stat that I don't think will surprise you. This period, shots on goal, A&M 11, that was Texas's first shot on goal. A&M just dominating all aspects of the game, and another turnover for the Longhorns. These are just costly mistakes that you can't afford, especially when you're down 3-0.
See, and that right there, that's what can't happen. Texas had 3 guys in their own zone against one Aggie, and the Aggie came away with the puck.
Yeah, it can't happen, especially when Texas finally wins a faceoff in their attacking zone. You can't go ahead and turn it over on an errant pass. Aggies, tell you what, they've been passing pretty well, and that's one reason why they're up 3-0 right now. It's deflection there, bouncing puck.
It's going to be offside.
Will be offside, so we'll have a face-off.
Hard to see where the puck is when it's 15 feet in the air.
But, minute left in the power play. And to tell you, I mean, every time Texas has the power play, if you would tell me that A&M had the power play, I'd believe you. Because they are taking advantage. Texas finally going to win this face-off, but it's going back into their defensive zone. Tommy Weeman's going to work it out, try to send it to the middle. There goes Nick Semenya. We'll see if the captain can do something. But I tell you what, the A&M stick work on defense has been incredible. Texas hasn't been able to make any moves and really penetrate that defense at all. And look at that stick work by Houston Svondirk. Has anybody told him that they're shorthanded?
I don't think so. I don't think they care.
Here's a little attack for Texas. No offsides. Big hit there. Can Ethan Chun redirect it? He can't. Almost had a shot there to the middle. A&M defense doing the most they can. 3 good looks for Texas, not scoring any of them. Now a good steal by Chung. Texas will get back on sides. And here they work the puck across. Finally some momentum for Texas as the power play comes to an end. But Ethan Chun working around. What a shot! Wow.
They had to have that one there, but what a save.
Had 2 good looks, but Joseph Reynolds playing out of his mind. Jackson Hicks going to finally stop that. But what we finally saw there, Texas getting some shots on goal.
Yeah, I mean, they had what they wanted on the power play, but that goalie, man, he made some great stuff.
We were wondering what was going to happen when he finally faced some shots on goal. What happened? He made some incredible saves. It felt like Texas was finally doing what we were saying they needed to do. They got the ball behind the net. They centered it. Almost capitalized, just couldn't quite do that.
Yeah, and then couldn't capitalize on the rebound after the great scoring chance to have another great scoring chance. It's just not Texas's day today.
Yeah, as a team, how deflating is it when you're finally getting those good looks? You've taken all game to get those good looks, and they just don't go in.
I think it depends on how you look at it. I mean, you could look at it in a deflating way, or you could say, all right, now we're starting to get good looks, let's keep it up.
We'll see if Texas can keep it up here, and they're just trying to get it out of their defensive half. A&M now up to a 5-on-5, and all of a sudden it feels like they're on the power play. Big shot there by Taylor Pennell, but good stop by Jackson Hicks. Now out to the side. A&M's going to try to center it here. Can't quite do that. But they still have, I mean, it seems like that might be a tripping call. No call there. It feels like no matter what happens, A&M ends up with the puck.
Yeah, you got to give credit to A&M's defense. They're shutting down passing lanes. Oh,
and a shot there from Jack Greer. There's a little scrum. Hicks not in position. Gets back up. Another shot. But good job by Texas to jump in front of that. I think that was Riley Mango, I believe, who deflected some of those shots. That was big because Hicks was well out of position.
Yeah, it looked like we might have had a player save in the back, but I don't know if he got there, but he definitely dove and tried to get in the way.
Texas still struggling to get the ball out of their own territory. Looks like they're going to try to clear it, but that goes out, and it's going to be another face-off where they've struggled. It just feels like whatever they're doing isn't working.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if that's a delay of game. It looks like they're not going to call it. And that could have been bad for Texas. If they throw it up without hitting the boards, that's a...
Yeah, that would not have been good, but they avoid that, but it's still a face-off in their defensive half. They win that, but let's see if they can get it out across the middle. And intercepted a shot, but a good deflection there by Michael Esposito. But again, turnovers. Texas is going to have to stop doing that, and an icing call on the Longhorns.
Yeah, in the first half, it looked like Texas was playing sloppy. Here, in the first period, excuse me. In the second period, it looks like A&M's defense is just all over the place, getting in all the passing lanes that Texas seemingly has, but then is just shut down by Texas.
Yeah,
A&M.
do you feel like it's more of A&M just having better stick work on defense, or Texas not being able to juke past? And good shot there by Cole McDowell.
I'm going to say it's Texas A&M is being very disciplined on defense. Texas is trying to set up the moves to make it look like they're going outside and cut back in, and A&M is just sitting there waiting for them to come back in, and it's just not working for Texas.
Yeah, it really has been unreal. Every time Texas tries to drive in, A&M gets their stick. But here, Matthew Tuciarone driving around, goes around the side, still has possession. We'll see if he can sit it, but again, George Colts tag. What a deflection with the foot. With the foot this time, and looks like that'll be offsides, but Texas finally has a breakaway. Matthew Tuciarone goes around the side, tries to center it, and George Colts-Teg, one of the points leaders for A&M, deflecting it.
That's exactly what we've been talking about, is the stick work for Texas A&M. The stick work for Texas A&M on defense has been incredible.
Longhorns are going to have to find something to do, and they lose yet another face-off. Aggies just all over it this game, and it really feels like there's just more focus on that side of the puck.
Yeah, Texas looks really scatterbrained. Oh,
Jackson Hicks, good save. But another problem with Hicks is the rebounds are going right to the Aggies, and when he does make a glove save, it's to a face-off, which the Longhorns have struggled to win.
Yeah, the only critique I would have of Hicks this game so far is just you got to control the rebounds.
Tuciarone finds Krolowski. Ethan Chun! Oh my goodness! And looks like one glove fell off, but not going to be a fight. But tell you what, that was Texas's prettiest sequence. Pelusianok to Krolowski to Ethan Chun, but yet again Joseph Reyes doing the most. What a stop!
Yeah, Joseph Reynolds has been incredible. It's been a battle of two very good netminders so far this game. But right now, on the scoreboard, Joseph Reynolds is on top.
Yeah, and Krolewski comes off the ice, but it seems like he's the only thing. We talked about a star player Texas needs to step up. It seems like he's been the only thing doing anything for Texas.
And we got a dislodged net, it looks like.
We'll go ahead and fix that. Good little amount of physicality there, though, by the net. That was Kenneth Meyer.
But yeah, Steven Krolewski has come out in the second period, and he's playing like his pants are on fire.
He is. That was a fantastic pass back there to Ethan Chun. And really a good shot. Chun trying to go 5-hole, but Reyes was ready for that one. Another face-off here. Samadian has struggled on these. Kyle Mills going to win it for the Aggies. And now Brandon Steele taking it down. We'll see if he can chase that down. But an icing call, so another face-off, and that puck is coming back to the Texas attacking zone.
Yeah, I don't know the count, but face-offs seem 90-10, if you ask me, between Texas A&M and Texas.
So actually, believe it or not, from our stats department, Texas actually winning face-offs this period 5-4. And now that'll be 5-5. Little announcers jinx.
I am shocked. I am shocked.
But everything else they're losing. Shots on goal, they're down. Turnovers, they've had more turnovers, but here, Nick Samadian, let's see if he can do something. Big shot! Oh, he had a wide open shot on the left side. That's the best look for the Longhorns all game.
Yeah, trying to go backdoor against the grain. He had it, he just went a little bit wide of the net.
And the Aggies on attack. That was Brandon Steele. Made a good move there. He already has one goal, but slips. Fortunate for the Longhorns. 4-0. That would just about be the game.
Yeah, if you're Texas, that look right there, that's what you need to start doing. If you have an open shot, just take it.
That puck around the back. Aggies Houston's Vonderk. He's got those prowling eyes and another goal. Oh my goodness, Gavin McAllister. And we saw Vonderk. He was just back there. He was waiting. That's just good hockey play. Patience behind the net. Finds a player cutting in the middle. Aggies are 4-0.
And that's exactly what we talked about during the break. If you're Texas, that cannot happen. Somebody sitting behind your goal cannot be there wide open for that long. Texas really needs to figure it out.
Yeah, it looks like Longhorns are going to take a timeout, and we will as well, but we'll be back. The Aggies lead 4-0 here at the Chaparral Ice Center. Welcome back down to the ice where Texas A&M Aggies leading rival Texas Longhorns 4-0. Aggies on the road here in Austin at the Chaparral Ice Center. And Turner, this game has gone from bad to worse really quick for the Longhorns.
Yeah, I said it was desperation time like 10 minutes ago or so, and now it's all out. Just, you got to make something happen.
It's real desperation time, and you know, the Horns have evened things up a little bit. Shots on goal, 9 for the Aggies to 6 for the Longhorns. It's a little bit better than what it was before, but at the end of the day, the defense is going to have to do something because the offense isn't producing at all. That puck back in the zone for the Aggies. Matthew Tuciarone and Ethan Chun were on the defense, but Aggies, I mean, just the way that they move their offense looks so efficient, while the Longhorns all over the place.
It looks like they're just doing a middle school 3-man weave in basketball practice, going right through the neutral zone into the Texas zone.
They're keeping it simple, but they're also not turning it over. Texas has struggled with that a lot. Well, there's an announcer's jinx. Little turnover, maybe not. Houston's Vonderk almost had that, and he is down on the ice. Vonderk looked like he slipped going for that goal. Not exactly sure what he hit, but he is down.
Well, I'll tell you what he hit, Thomas. He hit the boards.
He hit
him pretty hard.
Yeah, he was flying really fast. Looks like he's up. That's good. Never want to see that. The crowd cheers. Good display of sportsmanship here. But Turner, yeah, he was going in fast, trying to put the Aggies up 5-0. Looks like he lost his footing a little bit at the end and went face first into the wall.
Yeah, and I think that right there was just a microcosm of what this game has been for Texas. A&M made a bad pass, and A&M out-hustled Texas to regain the puck and almost scored.
Almost scored, and, you know, that would have been terrible for the Longhorns if on an errant pass for the Aggies they're still scoring. Another face-off goes to the Aggies.
It looks like they got Peliusenik on a trip, maybe.
Oh yeah, you're right. So Aggies on a power play, as if the Longhorns weren't hurting enough. Yeah, I think that was what that's why they're going to say Vonderk went down, was that trip. Maybe saved a goal for Texas, but now A&M on the power play. That almost a trip there for Kevin Chin.
I'm not on the ice, but I didn't see a trip. It looked like
it really looked like he tripped himself up. I agree with you.
But oh well, Texas got a man in the box and they're shorthanded.
Maybe these Aggies are. We'll see what the Aggies can do with this power play. But if it's any indication of what they've done so far, it's probably going to be good. We hear a whoop from the crowd. Texas fans have gone silent. Makes sense, they're trailing 4-0. But good face-off win. Steven Kraleski, the one bright spot for the Texas offense, but, you know, had a 1-on-3 there. It just feels like Texas player. Jackson Hicks has been all alone. Steven Kraleski all alone. Texas isn't swarming to the puck. They're not helping out on defense. It just feels like there's a lack of hustle for the Longhorns tonight.
Absolutely, and that's what it all chalks up to.
Aggies seeing if they can tack on to the lead. Jack Greer working it all the way around the side over to Cole McDowell. Aggies just taking their time. I don't think Texas has had this much time in the attacking zone this whole period. Good deflection there by the defense, but Aggies maintain possession. It's almost like they have a magnet because every time there's a deflection, it's going back to another guy in maroon and white.
Yeah, Nick Samadian had a really good defensive position there to stop that puck from going on a shot on goal for Jackson Hicks.
What is it about the Aggies, Turner, to where it really feels like they can just keep the puck for so long? Why is Texas not going up and challenging the Aggies when they're attacking?
Well, right now you're on the penalty kill. So right now you're playing more of a zone defense as opposed to the typical man, because you're shorthanded. You can't play man whenever you only have 4 and they have 5. So right now you're just trying to force a turnover or block a shot and then send it down the ice. Right now you're not trying to be aggressive.
Yeah,
which is good because that's what they were doing in the first period, and that's what came back to bite them.
And all things considered, 17 seconds left in this penalty kill. The Longhorns can just hold on for a little bit longer. Maybe the best defense they've played all night, and all it took was a power play for the Aggies.
Yeah, and this has definitely been the most calm power play for Jackson Hicks. I don't think he's had to face a shot on goal during this penalty kill.
Yeah, things have slowed down as the Longhorns now move back to full strength as Steven Kraleski will come back onto the ice for the Longhorns. And that's big getting Kraleski back there because he really has been the bright spot for the Longhorns this period. Big, oh my goodness. What a check there. Brandon Steele just laid out Nicholas Remelius. His mouth guard came out.
Well, they call it.
Unbelievable hit. Mouth guard coming out. We're going to have a little line change here for the Longhorns. But man, what a hit.
Yeah, that was a pretty violent hit. It's one of the few hits that we've seen in the second period, apart from the first few minutes. It's kind of calmed down.
And it looks like Remelius is going to go out and maybe be checked because that was a big hit. But face-off in the Texas zone as the last puck traveled out of play. Kenneth Meyer going to pick up the puck. But again, Longhorns get the puck in their attack and immediately turn it back over to the Aggies.
Yeah, it was a good save by Kenneth Meyer to keep it in the zone, but then immediately turns it over to Texas A&M.
Fortunately, there is an icing, so this puck's going to be coming back. But Longhorns going to have to find something. Down 4-0, just 25 minutes of play left. 5 minutes to go, a little over 5 minutes to go in this period. And another win on the faceoff for the Aggies. Kevin Chin had a chance at the puck, just didn't look down, and here comes Texas A&M on the attack. That was Adam Doucette moving the ball to the middle. The puck, I should say. Nick Samadian swings it, an errant pass. Story for Texas all night. Samadian had Harold Chung streaking across the middle, but just couldn't find him. And now the Aggies are going to try to get something. Samadian, though, with a good check on Hank Rooney.
Peliusinik kind of did a hip check there, but just kind of got in the way. But either way, he looks like a wall out there.
And yet again, the Aggies with the puck back, but diving save for Peliusinik. And then Hicks is going to have the glove save, but Peliusinik just dove in front of that puck, putting his body on the line.
Yeah, it looks like he took a puck to the rib, but I mean, if I'm Texas, A&M kind of crowded Hicks at the end of that play there, and I would have liked to see a couple Longhorns go over there and maybe get in the way, but I mean, it looks like Texas is just defeated right now.
Well, but I'll tell you what, anybody who's diving in front of a puck when you're down 4-0, that's someone who's not given up on that game, as Peliusinik was doing. Texas wins the face-off. Looks like that's Cole Minch. Tries to forward it, but the Aggie defense just stifles him. Can't even get past the red line. Unbelievable defense by the Aggies. Looked like Texas was finally going to have a breakaway and immediately stopped.
Yeah, this Texas A&M defense, their football team needs to learn a little bit from their hockey team.
They could use to learn a little bit. Honestly, both Texas and Texas A&M could use to learn a little bit from the Aggie defense, just the physicality and the focus.
Yeah, playing a very clean game if you're Texas A&M's defense.
George Colts-Tag going to swing that puck around, and a shot. What a save. That shot was by Gary Russell. George Colts-Tag had a nice pass in the middle, but Jackson Hicks going to stop that between the legs as Russell was trying to go 5-hole.
Yeah, that's a very good save by Jackson Hicks, but that one was definitely unnecessary. Gave up a long rebound right to an Aggie scorer, but he made the second save, so here we are.
And, you know, when you look at stats, Texas hasn't lined up and had a good possession in their own attacking zone since it's got to be at least 4 or 5 minutes, the first 4 or 5 minutes in this period. And now with 4 minutes left, A&M's just been dominating the attacking zone. There's a reason they're up 4-0 right now. Big check in the corner. That was Matthew Tuciarone. But Longhorn's going to have to find something. But a good interception there by Kraleski. Again, as we mentioned, the bright spot for the Longhorns. And Matthew Tuciarone got a little breakaway. And yet again, the Aggie defense, their sticks are just finding their... I mean, it feels like they have a magnet on the end of every one of their sticks because they're finding the puck and they're getting it and they're keeping possession.
Yeah, Tuciarone kind of looked like he was trying to get a little fancy. And if I'm Texas, that's not what I'm trying to do right now. I'm just trying to get quality scoring chances. But still, great defense by Texas A&M.
Great defense. And yeah, what Tuciarone really should have done is just settle up, let the offense develop, and that's what Texas has struggled to do is get a good formation in the attacking zone. Here we have some line changes for the Longhorns. Looks like we have Michael Fernandez coming on, Kevin Chin coming on, Nick Samadian will stay on, and Kenneth Meyer and Oleg Pelusianek coming on for the Longhorn defense.
Yeah, and I've really liked what I've seen from Pelusianek. He's played a very physical, hustle, kind of the opposite of what we've seen from Texas as a whole. He's been hustling all over the place.
He's been physical, he's been checking, he's been diving in front of pucks. And now a little advantage, Kevin Chin in front of the net. For Joseph Reynolds again. And you can see the frustration from Kevin Chin because he knew that was a nice move. But yet again, Joseph Reynolds has been unstoppable in this period.
Yeah, Chin made a really nice move, but great goalkeeping beats great offense.
That was Texas' 7th shot on goal. A&M, meanwhile, has 12. But Reyes has done a good job this period. A&M wins that face-off, and they'll work it up into their attacking zone. And just like that, A&M back on the attack. That's the story of the game. It feels like every 5 seconds, A&M back on the attack. Now Cole McDowell on the side, sending it up the middle. Bryce Halsey. It's centered. Good job there by the Texas defense, stuffing the A&M, and a big check there by Kenneth Meyer. But finally, good job by the Texas defense as Bryce Halsey gets a hit of his own. Now Nick Samadian trying to do some moves of his own, and not a great shot there. He shot that from an almost 90-degree angle from the goal. That kind of felt a little frustration.
Yeah, that was a zero-angle try, but...
Oh, more hits. Bodies flying to the ground. Kevin Chin got sent to the ground while Michael Fernandez had a shot that was blocked again by Joseph Reynolds. But finally, Texas showing a little sign of life. Here comes Fernandez again. He has Kraleski in the middle. Let's see if Kraleski can get to that puck. He will, but turns it over immediately, and Ethan McDonald on the ball. Now, Houston's Fonderk swinging that around to the middle. And Ethan Chun's going to get it back on the side. Good pass, finds Kraleski. Kraleski! And he lost it, had a wide open shot. Longhorn's going to get another shot next to Samadian. And Ethan Chun almost had the putback, but Joseph Reynolds, what a good save there. 3 opportunities for the Longhorns missed. Unreal.
Ethan Chun was in great. Ethan Chun was in great position. He just got there a little fast because the shot was a little late.
A little late, but Samadian had a look. Kraleski had a look, and he slipped. 3 chances Texas should have had to at least get it to a 3-score game, and they get nothing. And now the Aggies find themselves back on attack. Jared Panic has one of the 4 goals in the game for the Aggies. McDonald's going to swing it around the side to Peter McElhaney.
Texas desperately needs a line change. Look for them next time they get the puck to just try and dump it in and get off the ice.
Yeah, some of those guys, Chun, Samadian, they've been on there for a while. Even that play right there, you can tell there's some exhaustion, and here comes some of those line changes. Samadian coming off, Tuciarone coming off, as is Tommy Wieman. We'll see if these fresh legs can do something for the Longhorns. Aggies in front of the goal. The puck somehow makes its way out of there. I don't know how. I'm telling you what, I'm surprised the Longhorns are letting their players, the Aggie players, just dive on Hicks.
Yeah, if you're Texas, you need to protect your goaltender better than that. Texas A&M was all over Jackson Hicks.
Yeah, Hicks was out of position for a good 10 seconds because there was Aggies laying on him. If you're a Longhorn defender, you got to pull that Aggie off. That's your job, is protect your goalie. Longhorn's not doing a good job of that, but Hicks somehow, I don't know how, that puck was right around the crease for a good 10 seconds, somehow gets skirted out. Hicks gets in position just at the last second, and we're going to have a face-off in the Aggie attacking zone.
Yeah, and it looked like he made a quick save without the stick in his hand because it was still on the ground.
Another face-off won by the Aggies, shot just wide. And that shot by Kyle Mills, good block by Hicks. Aggies still on possession. Trying to center it, big check on the back corner. It looked like that was Harold Chung. And that will do it for our second period. Aggies score 2 more goals. Horns now down 4-0. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll be on our Above the Rink studio. We're going to be talking about if Texas can find a way to come back into this game. Yeah, welcome to our studio above the rink here at Chaparral Ice Center, where the Aggies have scored 2 more goals. Both, you had one goal by Hudson Svondirk, then you had a goal by Gavin McAllister, assisted by Houston Svondirk. And tell you what, he's been playing out of his mind. We said he was quiet in the first period. Well, he came alive. Turner, what are you seeing from him, and why is he being so effective?
Well, first of all, that's the classic announcer's jinx.
Yeah,
that one's on me. But
not that we're rooting for anyone.
No, definitely not. I'm just saying, announcer's jinx. Direct correlation.
Yes.
I think Texas is just slow, not hustling.
Yeah.
And not swarming the puck, and that's when players like Svondirk thrive.
Right.
He's a very talented player, and so whenever in the first period, you're locked in on him, making sure he's not doing anything. Second period, you start slipping because you're losing, you're tired, you want to go home, whatever it is. That's when he starts playing well, and that's how he got two points in that period alone.
Yeah, you certainly can't give Svondirk time, and that was especially what happened on the second goal, the goal by Gavin McAllister. Svondirk just sat behind the goal, waited for a couple seconds, waited for McAllister to cut across, had a perfect pass, and McAllister went upper left corner, and it was the goal.
Yes, Svondirk could have read a book back there, and then he still would have made the pass to get the goal for McAllister. There was no pressure whatsoever in any aspect from Texas on A&M, and that's really what needs to change if Texas wants to have a chance. This is the point where you're sending all-out blitzes, you're throwing Hail Marys, you just got to get something, and that's what Texas hasn't been doing.
Yeah, when we look at the stats, shots on goal, A&M leads 15-10. Face-offs, A&M 12-9. We don't have turnover stats, but certainly Texas turning the ball over more than A&M. How can they fix? Like, what is going wrong for the Longhorns right now, other than maybe lack of depth, as you mentioned beforehand?
I think at this point it's mental. I think in hockey there's takeaways and there's giveaways.
Yeah.
Texas has so many giveaways, and that is something that's very fixable. That's just not executing well, and that's what Texas has been doing. They've just been giving the puck away.
Yeah, and you see it when they finally get the ball out of their defense zone, which takes them a while. They finally get it out. They start moving it up, and credit to the A&M defense. They've done a good job of swarming, and their stick defense has been incredible. But Texas immediately turns it over, or they have an open look and they miss it, or they try to force a pass. Whatever it is, it just feels like Texas not quite on their A game, and I do agree. It definitely feels like there's a mental aspect to that. Now, looking at the mental aspect, Texas in the locker room, what is Coach Berkowitz saying to them down 4-0?
Man, I mean, I think he's just saying, look, we have nothing to lose, so go out there for 20 more minutes and don't leave anything else out on the ice.
Yeah.
Just give it all that you have. Try and chip away at the lead. They're 20-minute periods. 20-minute periods that's a long time. You can score a lot of goals in 20 minutes. And so if you're Berkowitz, it's not gloomy doomsday yet, because you still have 20 more minutes. But you're in desperation mode, and you have to be upfront about that. Guys, we have to make something happen.
When you got to remember, Texas will be traveling to College Station tomorrow to play. You got to feel like Berkowitz is going to use these last 20 minutes to say, hey, maybe we don't win, but let's get some momentum going. Anyways, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back in a little bit for some more analysis and more breakdowns before we get to the third period of this rivalry hockey game. welcome back into our studio above the ice for our post-game. Sorry, not post-game. Not there yet.
Slow down,
sorry. Got ahead of myself. Intermission report. Thomas Fish joined with Turner Barnes. Aggies lead this game over the Longhorns 4-0. What can Texas do to try to come back in this game, or is it at this point, what are you trying to do down 4 goals with only 20 minutes left to play?
Well, if I'm Coach Berkowitz, and I'm not, but if I was, I think at this point, you play Texas A&M tomorrow in College Station. I think Texas A&M's defense has been so lights out against your offense. I think you just try and throw out some ideas. Try and figure out a way to, try and figure out a way to get around this.
Yeah.
Figure out how to get through this Texas A&M defense.
Because you're going to have to do it again tomorrow.
You have to do it tomorrow.
Exactly.
And if you try the same thing over and over again, nothing's going to change, and the same thing is going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah, we talked about nerves before the game. We talked about how it was a packed house, how there were fans lining the walls, banging on the glass, and a lot of youth on the Texas team. Now, the fans are emptying out. Texas A&M is up 4-0. Do you think that there's a chance that A&M maybe takes their foot off the gas, and Texas, if they come out hot and they come out with some fire, not necessarily can win the game, but can at least get back into the game and maybe catch A&M sleeping a little bit?
Yeah, the environment definitely has calmed down a little bit. We have a play-by-play analyst that gets post-game already. We have fans, the loudest cheering they've done in about 30 minutes is for the Zamboni.
Yep.
Been some great Zamboni action out here. But, yeah, I mean, that's a possibility, especially if Berkowitz kind of throws some stuff out there. It's like almost like a trick play in football, just trying to figure something else out that's not by the book ordinary. Maybe gets a couple goals. If A&M starts playing sloppy, gets a couple power plays. Yeah. Texas definitely can come back, but it's going to have to be a catastrophic shift in one direction for Texas to come back.
Well, and in a way, it's almost a trap period.
Yeah.
Dare I say that for A&M? Not only just the fact that they're up big, but guess what they get to do tonight? They get to go home.
Yeah.
And if I'm Texas A&M, I've had to sit on a long bus ride all the way to Austin, Texas. I've gone and I've sat in front of rowdy fans, and I'm thinking we're up 4-0, 20 minutes left, and then we can go home and I can sleep in my own bed.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that's a real factor at play here?
Yeah, and the way that Texas A&M has been dominating, they might be thinking, oh, well, there's no way we can lose this game the way we've been just stomping all over Texas. And so that's a possibility. But the way that Texas A&M has been focused all game, especially on the defensive side, I don't see that happening, but it's definitely a possibility.
Last thing before we take a break and head down to the ice. It's 4-0. You said before the show, what was it, that the loser was going to have four goals?
Well, I said you're going to have to score at least 4 to win.
Okay.
So technically, I wasn't wrong.
You weren't wrong. You just thought that Texas might produce a little more.
And who knows? Texas might score five goals.
That's true. There's still 20 minutes of action left. It is still anybody's game because it's hockey, and hockey is crazy. So make sure you stick around. We'll be right back with the final period of action here at the Chaparral Ice Center. players back down on the ice. We're getting set for the final 20 minutes of play between the Texas Longhorns, the Texas A&M Aggies, and at this point it feels like it's just about only Aggie fans in the stands here at the Chaparral Ice Center, hearing a lot more whoops than Texas fights.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, can't blame them.
Can't blame them.
It's been a great day for the Aggies who traveled down here to Austin, Texas.
Yeah, let's just give a little game recap. Texas A&M leads 4-0. 4 different goal scorers in this game. They had Brandon Steele, Jaron Panic, Gavin McAllister, and Houston Svondurk. Svondurk also had an assist, so the Aggies looking pretty good so far. At this point, you mentioned it in our intermission report, maybe the Longhorns are just going to try to mess around and see what's working for them.
Yeah, nothing's been working for them so far, so might as well try and figure something out that might give you an edge in tomorrow's game in College Station.
And here we are, last 20 minutes. Longhorns win the faceoff, send it down into the attacking zone. We'll see if they can get anything going. Kraleski fighting for the puck in the corner, and Ethan Shun turns it over. Looked like he might have been able to do something with it, but another turnover for the Longhorns. Good little stick by Kraleski, and Matthew Tucciaroni is going to center that, but centers it to no one, and the Aggies back on it. That's been another problem for the Longhorns. They finally get some momentum, but here they go. A shot by Ethan Shun, or sorry, that was Steven Kraleski, but shoots it right into the chest of Joseph Reynolds. Good stop, yet another good save by Joseph Reynolds, who's really been one of the best players in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Texas has come out with a lot more energy than I expected, but Texas A&M's defense and goalkeeping kept that puck out of the back of the net.
Good redirect by Harold Chung, but it's going to be an offsides on the Longhorns. A little unfortunate there, but I will say, Texas, maybe their best start to a period so far. You look at the first period, A&M scores in 10 seconds. Second period, A&M scores in the first minute and a half. And at least Texas moving the puck a little bit better so far.
Yeah, haven't given them a goal yet, and it's almost the longest streak of opening a period without giving up a goal.
Don't speak too quick, as here comes Houston Svondurk. Down the ice, centers it. He had Ethan McDonald across the middle. Good little pass there, but not able to finish. Oleg Pelusianek, good little poke out. And now Michael Fernandez coming down the ice. But I tell you what, Svondurk almost had a perfect setup there and almost had a little another announcer's jinx.
Yeah, yep, I need to start watching my tongue.
Oleg Pelusianek saved you there. And that puck sent down the ice. Would have been icing, but Houston Svondurk got to that puck so quick.
Yeah, and there's no reason that shouldn't have been icing. Texas really needs to start. Oh.
And Svondurk, again, look at him, just sitting back there. No one's going to check him. He'll swing it out to Ethan McDonald. McDonald over to McAllister. McAllister back to Svondurk. Svondurk pondering, looking. All the time in the world, just going to dump it off, and he wanted it. You can hear him banging the stick. He had a clean look.
They had him, but
Taylor Pennell just couldn't get it to him. However, Norwood back on the puck, across the line, sends it up. Deflected, Kenneth Meyer going to get that. Swings it out to the right. Cole Mitch sends it out. And a big check. Michael Esposito sent to the floor, but Cole Mitch picks it back up. And looks like we're going to have a call. Not sure if that's offsides or what. We'll see what kind of call this official gives us. And it looks like Svondurk is going to go to the penalty box for the second time tonight.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that was a charge call on Svondurk.
Yeah, he took a big shot. Esposito got laid out.
Yeah, going to the sin bin for a couple minutes.
He is, and again, we've said this a lot of times tonight. Texas has had plenty of power plays. Can they convert? Tell you what, they've at least had a little bit more momentum this half. We'll see if they can, We'll see if they can capitalize here. Can't win the face-off, or maybe they can. Looks like Nick Samadian's going to get it in the corner. Out around the side, Tommy Wieman's going to send it in. The puck is loose, and it looks like it's a goal there for the Longhorns. Is that Jonas Trawick? Hard to tell. No, it's Nicholas Remelius, the defenseman from Grosse Pointe, Michigan, gets the goal. The social working major off the pass from Tommy Wieman from Minnetonka, Minnesota. The Midwestern connection here. And the Texas fight is broken out.
The crowd is back alive here at Chaparral Ice.
Dare we say Texas is back?
Whoa, no. Don't say that yet.
Not yet.
Got 3 goals.
That was big. And finally the Horns capitalizing on a power play. Good job there by Nicholas Remelius getting the goal. And tell you what a center there by Tommy Wieman. Yeah, by the way, those two, ironically, the team leaders in penalty minutes, and they're the ones who convert for Texas on the power play.
Very nice.
And now another turnover. Texas gets the turnover. Matthew Tucciarone has some spacing. We'll see if he can swing that around. Puck stopped in the corner, but the Aggies are going to get on it. Unfortunate missed opportunity there for Tucciarone. It looked like he had a little break. Deflected puck, but there's George Colt's tag. Up the middle, is going to send it out wide. And Colin Butler almost able to redirect that around. And a hand check appears to be the call from the referee on Steven Kraleski. A hand pass, I should say. A hand pass on Steven Kraleski. Unfortunate, but that is what it is.
And even before this faceoff, there is still a buzz in this building following that goal.
Well, these Longhorn fans, they've been waiting for some action. They finally got at least a little bit of action.
Something other than the Zamboni to cheer about.
That's right. A&M wins the faceoff. A shot going in, redirected out of play. And that was Taylor Pennell who had that first center, and then it's redirected out of play. I believe that was Jack Greer on the last touch for the Aggies.
Jackson Hicks has done a really good job of picking up the puck even whenever he's being screened.
Another face-off. This is big. Horns need to get this out of their territory and try to get some more points on the board. Big scrum on the wall. Longhorn fans giving a little wall tap. Here's Tommy Wieman. He has an assist on the game. Nick Samadian is just going to send it over the line. Takes a big check. Loses his stick. That was Taylor Pennell. The guy's still going at it a little bit. And you can see Nick Samadian trying to get him back. A little frustration there as the water bottle, little bottle rocket action, and Hicks just going to have a glove save because he's not able to secure that. So another face-off in the Longhorns defensive zone.
Yeah, Taylor Pannell was the second-team all-conference defenseman last year, and he just put a huge hit.
Massive licking on Samadian.
On Samadian, and did Samadian go off? It looks like he...
A classic stick flyer, as they call it. It looks like they're going to recover that Gatorade bottle. Good call by the refs. But you're right. I mean, that was a massive hit by Pannell, and Samadian is off the ice. They're going to take him off for a little bit. Tommy Wieman secures that, and maybe a little breakaway. Cole Minch trying to chase it down, but Zach Taylor's going to get to it just beforehand. Oh, but he's going to turn it over. Shot by Riley Mango, a little wide, so Tommy Wieman going to try to send it in around. Cole Minch centers it, but no one there to send it home. So now the Aggies on the attack, but a good stick by Tommy Wieman. Tell you what, he has been one of the best players this period, and it looks like it's being offsides against the Aggies.
Yeah, Texas is just kind of come into this period playing with a little bit of swagger. I mean, Tommy Wieman was calling for the puck, ready for a shot, kind of making some moves and head fakes, but
his stick play has been excellent as Steven Kraleski comes into the game for the Longhorns. Now going with their first line. Chun is also in, as well as Matthew Tucciarone. A&M gets that, but I tell you what, look at Steven Kraleski hustling. This team has not given up. They still want it. Maybe a little bit more than A&M. See if Tucciarone can get on that puck. He can. Ethan Chun in the corner, centers it, but right into the back of the net. Not a great center there by Chun. Hasn't necessarily been his best game, but little deflection there, and the ball still in the Texas attacking zone. Puck, I should say.
It looks like Texas has started to kind of just dump the puck into the zone and chase after it.
Well,
it looks like it's working so far.
This might be the longest that Texas has held the puck in their attacking zone all game. It's kind of starting to look like the Aggie offense. But here comes the Aggie offense. And an icing called. So, puck going back to the Texas attack zone. And Longhorns going to make a line change. And Coach Berkowitz fired up on the sidelines. He's liking what he's seeing from his Longhorns right now.
Yeah, and Berkowitz won Coach of the Year last year in the conference for a reason. He knows how to get his guys fired up.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. And, you know, I don't know what he told him at halftime, but this is the most fired up and the most really relaxed this team has looked. They look like they know what they're doing. The first 2 periods, it looks like they were remembering how to play hockey. They know that they're a good hockey team now, and they might not be able to win this game, but certainly should be some momentum going into tomorrow's matchup on the road. Puck goes around to Ethan McDonald. Works it around the back of the net. We'll see if he can center it, but stifling defense by Texas there. That was Fernandez and Jivraj there. And now on the attack. Oh, good Aggie defense. To tell you what, the stick work there. But the ball not quite out of the Texas attacking zone just yet. That pass looks like just clear. Avoids the icing. And now Gavin McAllister centers it. Couple good shots. That was Svondirk and Halsey. Both good shots there. None fall. But the Aggies still control the puck in the attacking zone. Centers it. Good block there. That was McAllister on the shot, but Hicks, good shot. Longhorns finally going to clear it. This might be icing.
Hicks' pad work has been amazing all day. He's going spread eagle on 2 of those saves in a row, and they just can't get it past him down low.
Yeah, he's really stepped up this period. Taken a lot of shots, but hasn't given up any goals. And if we look at the shots on goal, Texas has 1, A&M has 4. So Hicks outplaying really the rest of the Texas team so far. Good check on the side by Samadian. And Chung's just going to send that out. But it's recovered. A good block by Jivraj right there. And a slip. George lost his stick. That almost tripping, but instead good defense there by Jacob Norwood. Tell you what, it looked like the Longhorns had a little break there, but Josh Norwood going to get in there and make the nice little stop.
Oh. And
a big check. Taylor Pannell, again, you've brought him up. He had the big check on Samadi, now he has the big check on Michael Esposito. And I'm just going to send that in.
Yeah, and Pannell is making his presence felt, if you know what I mean.
Oh, my goodness. Texas feeling Pannell tonight. And another check there. This one by number 77, Gary Russell. It looks like we're headed back to the Texas defensive zone. And A&M going to make a big line change. Texas looks like they're going to keep the same line. Still have Weeman, and looks like they're also going with Kenneth Myers still on defense.
Yeah, and you have to give credit to A&M. Texas came out really strong, scored a goal, had a lot of momentum. A&M's just kind of stifled that really quickly.
They've weathered the storm. It did look like they came out a little slow. They were ready to get back on the bus and get home, but they've woken back up, and they're back playing good defense and managing turnovers.
Yeah, they definitely needed a wake-up call coming out of the second period.
Weeman's going to try to shoot it up, but all Aggies there, and they're going to move it up towards the Longhorn offense, or defensive zone, I should say. Good shot there, but Hicks, another good block by Hicks. Probably playing his best period so far. Good check in the corner by Kenneth Meyer. Centered, another block by Hicks. That was Brandon Steele with the shot. Brandon Steele almost has it, but oh, look at that play. Stick play by Michael Esposito. That shot high from Brendan Steele. Brendan Steele has one goal.
Saved a goal there.
A couple good looks for Steele, looking for his second goal on the night. Adam Doucette passes it out. There's Steele, back to Doucette. Off the crossbar. Oh my goodness. A ringer, as they say. We're going to have a stop in the action. Not exactly sure what the call was. Looks like the net came out a little bit. They're going to reset that. But, man, Almost another goal for A&M. Texas is going to have to find a way to get out of this defensive zone, but Hicks stepping up in this period.
Saved by the ring of the bell of the crossbar.
A&M now 7 shots on goal. Hicks he's been put through a lot of work. We talked about the number of shots on goal, but even before this game that Texas gives up, we'll see if they can get this out of their attacking or their defensive half. They do. Cole Minch trying to chase down that puck. Can't quite do it. Big check there, almost a double check by Minch. Not a discount double check, just a single double check. And there goes Minch. Has the puck, but immediately taken away by Hank Rooney. What good defense by Rooney. Now Greer with the puck. Good little deke. It's going to take it out to Cole McDowell. McDowell with the shot, and it's caught. What a catch. Talk about hands on Jackson Hicks. Glove save there.
All State, you're in good hands.
The good hands play the game.
We've had a lot of insurance talk.
A lot of insurance talk.
Jackson Hicks has been this Texas insurance policy.
He has. Tell you what, the number of shots that he has faced and only giving up 4 goals. I know 4 goals is a lot, but like we said before the game, we knew A&M was going to come out firing, and we knew the Texas defense has struggled. So the fact that only 4 goals on the number of shots he's taken, he's playing well.
And Ethan Chun is going to the penalty box. This is a very bad time for Texas to have to go on the penalty
especially you look at 10 minutes to play, 3 goals, not necessarily insurmountable, but you're going to have to score quick. And when you're shorthanded and just trying to go penalty kill, not exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think Texas needs to score in the next 3 or 4 minutes if they want a chance. But now that's
now player we've said
really
it's
hard.
quiet on the ice now. George Colts-Tag, the second leading points leader for the Aggies, on with Houston. Svondurk, but the Longhorns, little attack formation. Kevin Chin, nothing doing there, but at least running some time off the clock. Now the Aggies coming back quick. Little errant pass though, and Harold Chung going to get to it first, and he is checked in the corner. Steven Kraleski just
Harold
send
Chung
that puck
from
out.
his knees.
From his knees.
The puck away from the Aggies.
And I tell you what, you cannot tell me these Longhorns have given up. They are still fighting tooth and nail, trying to do whatever they can do to try to get in this game. Big pile up. Colts-Tag comes out with the puck, centers it to Svondurk. Svondurk can't get it in time. Svondurk now behind the net. He's waiting to Colts-Tag. And it looks like a little stoppage of play. And I tell you what, if I'm Jackson Hicks, the scariest thing I could see is Hudson Svondurk behind me and George Colts-Tag in front of me, and yet no goal scored right there.
You mean not see, right? Because you can't see Svondurk
You can't see
behind the net. And that's what Texas has been giving up the whole game. And I think maybe 2 of the goals from A&M have been a direct result of that.
Yeah, but not to announcers jinx, but Horns have been pretty good on the penalty kill. That's really been when their best defense has come from, and I don't know if it's just the necessity to play defense. I don't know if it's the fact that they've switched to the zone. Whatever it is, something's working when they're on the penalty kill because they're aggressive, they're flying around, they're hitting, and they're even getting breakaways.
Yeah, and breakaways are things that you didn't see, even strength. And I really don't know what that is. It might be A&M maybe taking their foot off the pedal a little bit during penalty kills, but I don't know if that makes sense because you have a power play. You want to score.
And they certainly, I mean, they're still getting shots up. A big reason that Texas has played so good on the penalty kill is that man, number 33, Jackson Hicks, staying and go. I mean, he loves that goal. He is staying there. He's going to defend it with every last thing he has.
I think he's only left that goal during intermission periods.
That's it. He is staying in that goal. He's not going to leave. He's going to defend it until he can't.
Yeah, and I mean, in a fast-paced league like this with high scoring, 4 goals is not that much. So
and
Hicks
both Q and the other goalie and Hicks have both averaged giving up more than 4 goals a game. So the fact that he's only at 4 so far, not too shabby. Now Samadian on the attack.
That's going to be a penalty.
And it looks like we're going to have a penalty, a little delayed penalty. Tell you what, Michael Fernandez got lit up. But we're going to have a 4-and-4 for 30 seconds, and then Texas will have the advantage for a minute and a half. And it looks like it's Jack Greer. Jack Greer was the one who had a big hit on Fernandez, so he's going to go sit in the penalty box and think about what he did.
Yeah, and I mean, it looks like the referees might be discussing a penalty shot, maybe? I mean,
it'll be interesting to see what they do. I'm not sure exactly what they called it. If they called it on the hit on Fernandez, that wouldn't make sense because Fernandez was hanging back. If they called some sort of tripping on Samadian was in the breakaway.
Samadian was on his way to a scoring chance. It looks like it's just going to be a power play.
And it is actually not going to be Jack Greer. Jack Greer was heading there at first, but instead it's going to be a double penalty. So it's going to be both Jack Greer and Jacob Norwood. So Texas is going to have 30 seconds of one-man power play, then a minute and a half of a 5-on-3. Talk about a chance to get back in this game.
Absolutely. If you're Texas, you have to score at least once.
You're going to have 2 minutes of advantage. This is what Coach Aubrey Berkowitz was talking to us about before the game when he said you got to take advantage of the situations. These are the situations that are favorable to Texas. We'll see what they can do here. Looks like we're in a little bit of a timeout, but you can see Berkowitz talking to his team, and he's trying to get them fired up because this is the best chance they've had all night to try to get some goals.
Yeah, even a 4-on-3 for 30 seconds is an advantage. A lot of open ice, 4-on-3. Only 7 skaters on the ice right now, as opposed to usually 10. Texas has a very good chance of scoring in this 30 seconds.
They'll definitely hope for that. Ethan Chun has 30 seconds left in the box before Texas will go 5-on-3. But for now, just a 4-on-3. Kenneth Meyer over on the side to Tommy Weeman. Meyer will see if he takes a shot. He does it. Weeman centers it. Wow. What a shot by Remelius, looking for his second goal. It was almost another Weeman to Remelius connection, but can't quite finish. And a glove save, but tell you what, that was a great shot by Nick Samadian. But we go to the play before that where Weeman tries to set up Remelius again. That was twice in a row. And now some frustration. I'm not sure what Weeman's frustrated about.
He's discussing with the referee.
It looks like the face-off, instead of in Texas's attacking zone, is just going to be around the middle of the ice.
Not sure what that was about.
No, the official is explaining it to Berkowitz. Berkowitz doesn't look happy either. Texas, 9 seconds left until they go to 5-on-3, but you know they would love to get any kind of goals that they can. Weeman knocks it down. Looks like he's just going to wait out these last 3 seconds. And now Texas, 5-on-3 advantage. Ethan Chun coming in this game. This is a big minute and a half for Longhorns. Big advantage. Man down for A&M. Can we have an open shot? Chun just mishandles it. Kenneth Meyer over to the side. Nick Samadian. And a turnover. That was costly for Texas. That was what you couldn't afford to do there. It looked like Ethan Chun had a shot, but he just lost possession of it. Now the Longhorns down to just a minute left of 5-on-3. Over to Tommy Weeman on the side. Weeman back to Samadian. Samadian trying to work it to the middle. Chun has some time, deflected, and it looked like Remelius just tried to knock it down with his hand. Not sure what was going on there, and A&M going to send it down yet again. Longhorns not taking advantage. Now just 37 seconds left on their 5-on-3 and just 7.5 minutes left in the game. Something's going to have to get going quick.
A&M got a stick on that centering pass.
Another good stick.
Up in the air.
I mean, look at this. Texas has spent this whole 5-on-3 running all the way down the ice. No icing called there. Peliusanok on for the Longhorns. Now Chud. 3-on-1 scenario, and they're going to call an offsides. Look at the frustration. Texas shooting themselves in the foot. A 3-on-1 situation, Turner. 3-on-1 with Chun.
You got to convert.
You're assistant captain. You got to do something better than that. Nicholas Remelius is going to come off of the ice. Longhorns only 14 seconds left on this 5-on-3, and the Aggies maintain possession, so they're just about going to run this clock out. The Aggie fans cheering because they know how impressive it was what A&M just did. Not only the fact that no goals were given up, but Longhorns only had a couple chances, and now the Aggies back up to full strength. And as much as you hate to say it, that has to be about it for the Longhorns.
Yeah, unless something drastic happens, I don't see Texas coming back from that. That was a huge opportunity for Texas. Just
squandered away is really the best way you could say it. Good little pass there by Chung, though, finds Kraleski. Kraleski out to Fernandez. Fernandez going to send it up the ice. I tell you what, Kevin Chin looked like he pumped the brakes, had a wide open goal ahead of him. I don't know what he was doing there.
The puck took a wild bounce off the boards, and nobody was expecting it to bounce that way. So it was hard for Chin
to get that.
To change course.
Now, good little play by Tommy Weeman. Gets that puck back, but the Aggies retain possession again on the boards. Little turnover. And good stick work by Armand Jivraj in the middle. Now, Steven Kraleski going to try to do something on the side, going around the boards. Still has possession. Centers it. Armand Jivraj almost able to poke the puck through. Just not quite. That's how it's been for Texas all night, Turner.
That was a really good setup. That was a very good setup, but Joseph Reynolds just made an incredible save, and that saved a lot of stress for A&M.
Right, and like we've said, it's really been Kraleski who's played well. It's been Tommy Weeman who's played well for the Longhorns. Kraleski's really had excellent stick work, just hasn't been able to center it and find a guy to knock it home. There's Remelius on the side. No one home for the Longhorns, so the Aggies just going to send that around and try to get it out of their defensive zone. They just about do that, but looks like it poked back in. At this point, Longhorns just running out of time. Remelius over to Weeman. Center, good pass there to Jivraj. Going to center it. It's across the line. No offsides called, and now A&M coming back with it. Daniel Dufresne around the edge. And that almost could have been a tripping. No call there against Esposito. The puck up in the air.
No, I had it.
You almost grabbed that puck. That puck was coming right up into our booth.
I had that one.
You were ready for that. Anyways, puck goes out of play.
You saw those cat-like instincts, Thomas. I was ready
if only
for
the camera was on you, Turner. Tell you what, for those of y'all who couldn't see, here up in the booth, that puck was coming right for Turner. He was ready for it.
I had it, man.
Now the fans jumping up trying to get that puck.
It's stuck in the net.
Longhorns are going to clear it.
And they got the puck.
And it's going to be an icing. Fans have the puck. They're happy about that. But for the Longhorns, it's an icing. And it's going back to their defensive zone. And 5 minutes left.
They don't. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
And are we trying to play two-puck hockey? I don't think that's exactly how this game is played. They're just going to toss it to the official. We're ready to go. Not exactly sure what happened there. Maybe the fans thought if Longhorns had 2 pucks, they could do something. I don't see how that could help. But maybe they could score 2 goals. They needed to make up time.
Thomas, back in the day, my aunt used to play me in air hockey, and she would always throw an extra puck on the ice just to confuse me, and then she would score.
Well, I think what the fan was thinking is if the Longhorns have 2 pucks, have 2 guys shoot at the same time, make up 2 goals twice as fast.
That's one way to do it. However, it is illegal.
It is illegal.
It's a bold strategy.
It's a bold strategy. Not going to work out in an icing call, so we're going down to the Texas attacking half. Big line change for the Longhorns. Tucironi coming on. Looks like Ethan Chun coming on and Steven Kraleski, the first line on, as well as Kenneth Meyer, Tommy Weeman. They're staying on. They've played for a while. Weeman really has been playing his heart out tonight.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, I think he's one of the bright spots. Him along with Kraleski.
Yeah, both sophomores on this team have a chance in the years coming to really be the stars and the leaders. Big hits in the corner. We have a Longhorn down. Looks like that's Tucironi. And the puck sent up in the air off Longhorns. A little bit of an attack. Kraleski, 2-on-1 scenario. Through the legs. Can't quite finish. Tell you what, that was a pretty looking shot there.
It was a very good looking shot. And
Meyer trying to center it. If Kraleski can't quite get on that puck. Horns, couple of moments of advantages there, still on it. Chun going to try to send it across. Gets it across safely. Back in front to Chun. A little too in front again. Just an errant pass, but Chun back with the puck. Behind the goal. Can Samadian get to it? Not quite. So now the Aggies coming on. Oh, but an errant pass. Pelusianok gets it, and he passes it right back to the Aggies. And an icing called. So with 3 minutes and 18 seconds left, Aggies lead 4-1. Ball coming back to the Texas offensive half. Turner, you predicted that Texas was just going to try to, I don't want to say mess around, but maybe try out some new things. Try to see if they could figure out the offense. Do you feel like they've done that at least a little bit in this period with the game coming up tomorrow on the road?
Yeah, definitely a little bit. You saw at the beginning of the period they kind of dump and chase for most of the time, and a couple times instead of trying to go up the middle on the break, they went down the side, and that's where you saw that really good scoring chance. It just didn't quite convert on, but
definitely their best period as far as scoring chances. Maybe another one here for Tucciaroni. Centers it, but no one's there, and maybe that's been the biggest struggle for Tech. I mean, they've had a number, but so many times on offense they've had a good move, they center it, and no one's been home. But still on the attack. Oleg loses that. Nick Samadian throws his stick. No call from the officials. I don't know if that's legal, but it doesn't matter. Aggies come up with the puck.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
We'll take it.
Any sort of hustle.
Tell you what, though, Oleg Pelusianek had a shot in the corner and just whiffed on it. Here's a little breakaway. Michael Fernandez, but not quite enough doing there for him. Aggies maintain possession. Matthew Tucciaroni in the middle. Nothing there. Is that in? Are they calling it a goal? They're calling that a goal. Michael Fernandez. We have an injured player in the goal. That looks like Matthew Tucciaroni. But Michael Fernandez, they got enough shots on goal, finally had someone in the middle. Looks like Tucciaroni is up and is okay. I'm not sure if they've ruled it a goal yet, though. We're waiting for the signal. The players appear to be going back to the middle of the rink. No scoring update yet. Looks like the officials are talking with the scorers about it. Turner, what did you see there?
I mean, that's got to be a goal. It was off of a rebound. Fernandez just put it up into the corner.
Yeah, and I'm not sure who had that pass in there, but it was a good job of Texas to really center the, like we said, they centered the puck.
Yeah, and that's what they were discussing. It wasn't a discussion of the goal.
Oh, so they're going to give a goal. And
the discussion was Cole McDowell being in the penalty box. It was a good goal.
And so that was for the hit on people chanting MVP, but the hit on Matthew Tucciaroni. So now not only did the Longhorns just score, a power play, 2 minutes left. Turner, can we see some last-minute drama?
I'm feeling something in the air right now. I don't know what it is.
Longhorn fans are feeling something. They're cheering. Nick Samadian. Look at, I mean, these players are so ready to go. Aggies take the face-off. We'll see if they just clear it. 2 minutes left. The power play will essentially take the rest of the game. Unless the Longhorns were to score. Longhorns are going to have to go quick. Weeman, check in the corner. Samadian across the middle. Kenneth Meyer taking it up the left side of the ice. Going to try to center it. Does that. No one home. Samadian has the ball on the right side. The puck, I should say. Couple little dekes and a shot and a glove save. Ethan Chun. What a look for Ethan Chun on the right side of the ice.
And if you just look at Jackson Hicks, he is in linebacker position, ready to sprint off the ice, and we're about to have a 6-on-4 advantage.
6-on-4. Almost a 50-net. Good spot there, Turner. Once the Longhorns have possession, we should see something like that. But not able to do that. Good clearance by the Aggies. Down to just a minute and a half left. Turner, can the Longhorns score 2 in a minute and a half?
Well, I tell you what, it's not like possible, but not like that.
Not like that. Man, I tell you what, the Aggies have managed these power play situations so well. And I don't know what Tommy Weeman's doing. You can't sit back there. You got to go. And here he does. Weeman up to Samadian. It's Jackson Hicks. Jackson Hicks is going to stay in the game. Interesting decision. A shot by Ethan Chun.
Oh, are they giving him a penalty?
Another penalty? Are we going to have a 5-on-3? This is madness. It appears to be another penalty. It looks like that is Jack Rear. Is Jack Rear going to go to the box? So the Aggies, for the remainder of the game, will have at least one player in the penalty. Jackson Hicks going off the ice. So look at this situation.
We got a 6-on-3.
6-on-3.
The Covenant 6-on-3.
Oh my goodness, the fans are chanting fight. 6-on-3, a minute 5 seconds. Turner, we got ourselves a game.
I tell you what, Thomas, this is the most exciting minute in sports.
Minutes in sports, oh my goodness.
When a hockey team pulls the goalie
And that's going to go not out of play. Still in play. A shot. No good. Ethan Chun. Can he send it around? Remilius. And that's sent out. It's headed towards the goal. No goal. Weeman, 46 seconds. He's going to have to go quick. Racing down the right side of the ice. Over to Chun. Chun gets it across. Going around behind the goalie. Big shot there by Chun. Chun going to try to center it. He centers it, but it's deflected. So Samadian saves it from having to be offsides. Big save there. But at this point, you need 2 goals. You got to score. Go quick. And there it is! There it is! Oh, my goodness! Oh, my goodness! What a goal! And it's now a 1-score game. I believe that was Patrick Chung. Am I right on that?
I think it was. I think it was Chung. And now...
1-score game. Turner, what a game we have. Jackson Hicks back in goal. Let's lay out the scenario for you. Listen to the fans. The fans are wild. 22.6 seconds left. The Horns are going to have to act fast. Aggies are back to full strength. No, they're not. Still an advantage.
This is madness.
Kenneth Meyer. There goes Jackson. There goes Jackson. Longhorns with the big advantage. That might do it, though. 12 seconds, 11 seconds, down to 10. They're going to have to go quick. It's deflected. 7 seconds, 5, 4, 3, and it appears as good of a comeback attempt as it was, comes up just short. And the Aggies going to win this game 4-3, but Turner Barnes. What a third period. What a last 2 minutes we had on our hands. Horns, we're down 4-1, scored 2 goals. Real quick, it was Patrick Chung who had the goal that pulled the Horns within 1. Wow. Michael Fernandez had the one that pulled them within 2. Do you have any words for what's going on right now?
That was incredible. That was madness. It went from a complete domination from A&M to Texas having a chance with 2 minutes left, capitalizing on it, but just couldn't finish.
And if you're Aubrey Berkowitz, you can't be disappointed with your team. This Longhorns team didn't give up. They came out, they fought hard, down 4-0 going into the third period. They could have given it up, said, who cares, we're going to lose this game. They scored 3 goals in the third period. They can have their heads held high as they go to College Station. And I tell you what, this team coming in with so much momentum, even going on the road.
And I tell you what, Thomas, you know what I think it was? I think it was the reverse announcer's curse.
It was.
Texas just wanted to help me cover the spread.
They wanted to help Turner Barnes cover the spread.
They wanted to help me cover the spread. That's what it was.
All right, well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll be up at our Above the Ice studio, and we're going to have some player interviews. We'll try to talk with Coach Aubrey Berkowitz as well. Stick around. Welcome back into our studio above the ice for the actual post-game report. Finally, the actual post-game report. And I'll tell you what,
aren't you glad it didn't end?
I'm glad it didn't end. Again, I'm Thomas Fitch, joined by Turner Barnes. And Turner, what a third period we got.
Texas came out fighting.
They came out fighting.
They came out fast. They came out aggressive. They came out fighting. They ended up falling short, but it was a heck of an effort.
It was a goal by Nicholas Remelius with 17:24 to play. And then I said Patrick Chung, but I believe that it was actually Michael Fernandez who had both the last two goals, had the brace with 2 minutes left, and then with 22 seconds left, making it a game. What does this do for Texas, being able to score 3 goals, make it a close game, and even though they lose with some fight. What does this do as they go on the road tomorrow and play in College Station against the same team?
Well, it gives you confidence that you're able to score against this Aggie team. I mean, the whole game, they were not able to score, and in the third period, you score 3 goals. That just gives you confidence, and it's kind of like almost David and Goliath. Like,
yeah.
Now I know I can score a hit against Goliath, you know. And not saying that A&M is the best team ever, but that's probably what it felt like for Texas.
Right, in the first 2 periods.
Being out down 4-0, and even the good scoring chances weren't going in.
Now, not only did Texas win the last period, goal scored, obviously 3-0. They had almost as many shots on goal, 9-7. They won more faceoffs, 9-8. What change? What was the change that let Texas at least look like they were playing some better hockey and catch up to A&M?
Yeah, I think in the first 2 periods, Texas was playing really stiff, and they were trying to force things and just trying to. This is what we have to do to beat this team, and so they came out really stiff. But in that third period, you're down 4-0. There's no expectation for you to come back, and I think you saw that Texas played loose, and they were making crisp passes.
They were less turnovers.
They were less turnovers. They were playing really good defense, and so I think just the ability to just take a deep breath. There's no more expectation. It's not as energetic as a crowd, of course, until they started scoring goals. But yeah.
Now, one thing that Texas was able to do a lot in the third period that we said they weren't able to do the first 2 periods was keep and maintain the ball in their attacking zone. A lot of that, though, was because they had a lot of. They had a 6-on-3 power play. They had a 5-on-3. They had like a 6-on-4. They had a lot of favorable numbers. So looking at tomorrow's game, when they're playing most of the game 5-on-5, do you think they'll still be able to stack the attack zone and get the looks that they were getting when they had the 6-on-3s? They had the 5-on-4s.
Well, you're never going to get the same looks that you will get on the power play during even strength. But it can give Texas just an idea of what works against that Aggie defense. And even, especially on the power play, Texas has been horrible on the power play. A&M is not great on the penalty kill. And Texas won the penalty minutes tonight. And that was a big talking point for Coach Berkowitz. And looking at this Texas A&M team, they're pretty undisciplined when it comes to smart penalties. And so you can expect Texas to win the penalty minute battle again tomorrow. And with this newfound confidence and this newfound set against Texas A&M's penalty kill, you might be able to find similar looks in that aspect.
Yeah, you mentioned how disciplined Texas was as far as staying out of the penalty compared to Texas A&M. How much do you think that will transfer into tomorrow's game? Do you think A&M is able to kind of keep things more calm and avoid those penalties, or do you think they're going to come out and play emotional being at home and give Texas more looks like that?
Yeah, I think that's part of Texas A&M's MO. I think they're a physical team.
They are.
Who really, when it comes down to it, they may not really care if they win the penalty minute battle. I think I saw maybe 4 or 5 of their players had double-digit penalty minutes so far this year. And that's a lot of players, and that's a lot of minutes.
Yeah. They're not afraid to go out and hit you.
Yeah.
Because they know they have so much offensive production. If they can just play defensive and play hard-nosed, they're going to eventually win the game, and that was what happened here. However, the final period, 10 minutes of penalty time, almost cost them the game.
Yeah, and if that costly penalty time happens in the first or second period tomorrow, then you could see a different outcome.
Now, you had mentioned maybe Texas, because they were down 4-0, maybe they could try to experiment with some other stuff, try to maybe find more of their identity. Do you feel like they did that? And if so, what was it that they did?
Well, I think the main reason that Texas was able to crawl back was because of the bad penalties on Texas A&M side. But you did see Texas flying around a little bit more, playing a little bit more open ice, doing a little dump and chase where they just get to the neutral zone, get past the center line, dump the puck into their zone, and just chase after it and beat Texas A&M back to the puck. And that worked a few times, and that was what allowed Texas to set up a set a couple times in that third period. So maybe a little bit, but I think more so had to do with Texas A&M's bad penalties.
Let's talk Jackson Hicks. I know you want to talk about him. He played a fantastic third period, 9 shots, all saves. How was he able to recover from giving up 2 goals in each period in the first and second, and then just getting down and taking pucks to the chest, taking pucks to the legs, taking pucks to the face, and not giving up a single goal?
Yeah, I think we saw fight and skill, finesse, all of that from Jackson Hicks the whole game. And I think the difference between the third period and the first two was his defense in front of him. The defense was playing really good in the third period, stopping A&M from getting full steam ahead attacks. But also he still made some incredible saves. And I think he could be a really good goalie for this Texas team for 2 more years.
Yeah, and on the other side, Joseph Reynolds. I know he gave up a couple goals in the third period. But those goals, every one of those goals were shorthanded. They were also all off rebounds. Other than that, how would you grade his performance in this game?
Oh, man. I think there were so many players on Texas A&M's team that played really well. But I think you have to give the game puck or the third star to him.
Yeah.
Because he saved a lot of Texas scoring chances that weren't necessarily great, but he still had to make a good save to stop it.
Yeah.
And if he didn't make those good saves, it's a completely different game.
All right, let's talk. Let's give out some awards, okay? We'll start outside because I know you said you give Joseph Reynolds your 3-star. Who else are you saying? Let's say for each team. Let's say for each team. We'll start with the Aggies. Who are you saying was the player of the game? You could say Reynolds if you want to, but who for the Aggies would you say is the player of the game?
It's a toss-up.
It is hard because they do play team hockey and they really do spread it around a lot.
Yeah, it's a toss-up between Reynolds and Svonderk.
Svonderk, yeah.
Svonderk had an amazing game even after not really showing up in the first period.
2 huge points.
2 huge points in that second period. So I'll probably give it to Svonderk.
And for the Longhorns, who was the player of the game for the Longhorns?
I know Michael Fernandez scored 2 very crucial goals at the end of the game, but you can't give it to anybody other than Jackson Hicks.
Yeah.
He kept the Longhorns in the game. If it wasn't for the way he played tonight, it would not have ever even been in that situation. Texas would never be able to come back and score 3 goals, or they could have scored 3 goals, but it would have been 8-3 instead of 4-3.
Right, exactly. Honestly, for me, my player of the game for Texas has to be Tommy Weeman, the sophomore from Minnetonka, Minnesota. You talk about coming in the beginning of the third period, down 4-0. He provides Texas with the assist, a beautiful pass across the middle that Nicholas Remelius puts in. Nicholas Remelius from Grosse Pointe, Michigan, little Midwestern connection there.
Yeah.
But more than just that, I mean, that was big because it got Texas in the game. But Weeman was flying around the ice all game long. He was laying out hits. He was diving after pucks. He was pretty clean when he had the puck, too. He didn't turn it over a lot. Had a lot of good passes. And so for me, it was especially that one goal. 4-1 looks a lot better than 4-0. And being able to do that at the beginning of the final period, I think is a huge factor for Texas.
Yeah, and honorable mention to Stephen Kraleski.
Absolutely. That was the other guy I was going to mention you watch the way the guy skates. And we mentioned this during the broadcast, Weeman and Kraleski and so many other guys, even though we talked about how they're so young, this is a team that, give them a year or two, are going to be really developed. And the talent that Kraleski has, the talent that Weeman has, the talent that, you look at, obviously Remelius had the good goal. Kenneth Meyer playing some valuable minutes. Even Jackson Hicks, just a sophomore. This is a team that, yeah, you're saying, okay, we might be 0-5 this year, but there's so much talent that maybe down the line we can maybe have a chance at competing for the TCHC title in a couple years. Especially
under the coaching of Aubrey Berkowitz, who's a phenomenal coach with very young talent. And I mean, he's done quite a bit with this young team so far. And I mean, as we saw, they will fight for that coach.
Yeah,
they will not quit for him.
Absolutely. Let's talk about defense. Who would you say for each team? And again, A&M might be their whole defense, but who would you say was really the standout defense player on either team?
I'm going to go with Taylor Pernell.
Oh, my goodness.
For
that guy,
he was laying the wood on everybody, all over the place. He's a very large man. Texas doesn't have very many large guys on their team. But I think Pannell just kind of set the tone for A&M in the physicality department, something that if it wasn't for him, Texas would have dominated.
Right.
But with Pannell on the ice, hitting people all over the place, it was closer to a draw, and I think that really helped Texas A&M's defense.
And how about for Texas?
Oh, man.
Again, it's tough because
it's
you know, like we mentioned, Weeman played well. Pelusianok was diving after pucks. Kenneth Meyer played well.
I'm going to go with Kenneth Meyer, and only because there was one play where the puck was just sitting right in front of the goal, and he made an incredible poke right as the Aggie, I can't remember who it was, but he was coming to shoot it and
probably Svondurk or Colts-Tech.
Yeah, he would probably score. But Kenneth Meyer, he had a great game all around also, but I think that play right there, it saved a goal. I think it puts him over the top for the Texas defense.
All right, so let's look ahead. Final question of the night. Final question. Looking ahead tomorrow, both teams, the way that the TCHC works, you play home and home. So Texas and A&M will travel back to College Station. Who wins this game? And let me preface this with obviously the fact that, yeah, Texas got blown out for the first 20 minutes, but the last 20 minutes, they were the better team on the ice.
Absolutely.
So who do you say wins the game tomorrow?
Oh, that's really tough. I think it's going to come down to how Texas A&M reacts to playing at home. If they come out super physical in making boneheaded penalties, I think Texas can win that game. But I think if Texas A&M comes out and just plays hard and plays smart, Texas A&M is just the better team right now. Is the better than Texas right now. Like we talked about, Texas is young. A&M is a really good team that can compete for the title this year. And so I think if they come out and play smart, then they're going to take the game at home.
Well, we'll have to see what happens, but that's all we have tonight. Tell you what, incredible atmosphere. Great time calling the game with you.
Great.
The fans were loud, banging on the glass. We were Texas fight. We heard the whoops. Great to be back in this rivalry setting, but it has to come to an end. So for everyone here in Studio Master Control alongside Turner Barnes, I'm Thomas Fitch. Have a good evening.